Where's Papersky going, LSU?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois for Game 2 of our quadruple header. And in Game 2, it's the second 3A semifinal. The Rams of Grayslake Central taking on the Cyclones of Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Brian Snow, joined by Mark Farina, high atop Silver Cross Field in Joliet. Now, we were supposed to do this kind of pregame before the first game, but I ran into a train difficulty. In fact, two of them, with one of them being late and then me being late. So here we are with our U.S. Tyrant. Hey.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
You know, what are you going to say?
It happens.
You have a little bit tougher track here than I did, let's say.
Oh, Lordy. Well, here we are with our U.S. Tyrant Auto pregame show presented by U.S. Tyrant Auto of Gary, Indiana, serving Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana since 1991. Now, let's take a look at how these two teams got here. Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, the official car rental company of the Arena Sports Network. Enterprise will pick you up. The road to Joliet was like this, Mark.
Well, the Grayslake Central Rams entered today's game with a record of 29-10. They are from the Fox Valley Conference, the Fox Division. They were champions of the Grayslake Regional. Also champions of the Woodstock Sectional over at Marion Central Catholic in Woodstock. And then on Monday they won the Naperville Super Sectional at North Central College in Naperville. They defeated the Antioch Sequots 10-0 in the regional title game. They defeated the Johnsburg Skyhawks 5-3 in the sectional semifinal. In Woodstock, they defeated the Woodstock Blue Streaks 2-1. And then defeated their mascot counterparts, the Gordon Tech Rams, in the sectional championship game by a final of 9-5. I was hoping Gordon would go on. Of course, new public address for Gordon. And then they beat, in a really tight game, defeated the Fenwick Friars. So they beat two Catholic League teams in a row.
Two strong Catholic League teams.
2-1 in the Super Sectional at North Central College. In that game, pitcher Justin Gerwin was the winning pitcher. Kyle Clark had the game-winning RBI. And this will be their third time that they've made it to the state semifinals. They finished third in state in both 2009 and 2013.
And we saw them. We had a chance to see them last year.
And the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones come in with an impressive 37-3 record. They were champions of the Central State 8 Conference down in Springfield. Also champions of the Chatham-Glenwood Regional. And also won their own Sacred Heart Griffin sectional in Springfield before winning the Super Sectional down in Southern Illinois at Sauget at GSC Park. They come in having outscored their opponents 27-10. They defeated the Jacksonville Crimsons 11-5 in the regional semis. Defeated the Notre Dame Raiders out of Quincy 3-1 in the regional title game. And then in the sectional semifinals, shut out the Champaign Central Maroons 2-0. And in the sectional championship game, defeated normal U-High Pioneers 6-3. And Monday in the Super Sectional down in Sauget, they defeated the Muscuda Indians 5-2. In that game, Mitch Trees with a 3-run home run in the 7th inning to win it for the Sacred Heart Griffins.
A walk-off.
And Mr. Trees, by the way, drafted by the Cincinnati Reds last week.
Oh, we saw some pretty good looking draft picks in the first game. In case you just joined us, the winner of this game will face the Lamont Indians. They win 8-3 over Metamora, and Mike Papersky and Charlie Wright did the deed. They split the Subway Stars of the Game honors, and what a performance.
Well, Charlie Wright also was the beneficiary, because of him, mind you, of 2 pickoffs of base runners at first base. It was the same guy both times.
Yeah.
In sophomore, the sophomore for, I'm drawing a blank on his first name.
Guerrero.
He got picked off twice. The first time was really particularly devastating because they had some momentum at that point, trying to get right back in the game after they had taken the early lead. And 2 sophomore mistakes in that case, and it certainly contributed to them losing. But then again, when you get a guy like Papersky with 4 RBIs, and a booming 2-run home run, maybe it wasn't all that big a deal.
Shouldn't have been all that big a deal, especially with the way Lamont's been hitting all postseason. Now it's time for our Sowers Ford pitching matchup, brought to you by Sowers Ford of Michigan City, Northwest Indiana, and Chicagoland's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. Take a peek at SowersFord.com, and Mark has the Sowers Ford pitching matchup.
Well, today it's going to be an interesting pitching matchup for Grayslake and Sacred Heart Griffin. Connor Etheridge is going to be pitching today for the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones, and the stats on Connor Etheridge are just downright filthy. He's a big, lanky, 6'4" senior. Starting 17 games this season, he has a record of 13-0. In 80 innings pitched, he's given up 55 hits, 8 earned runs, 96 strikeouts, 26 walks, and an earned run average, listen to this, of 0.70.
What?
0.70. He is to this tournament what Jake Latz is to Lamont, who we'll probably see tomorrow. That would be something.
That would be a pitcher's duel and a half.
So Connor Etheridge, the starting pitcher, yes, and you can't say enough about those kinds of stats.
No!
David Lawrence is a 6'4", as equally tall junior. He's pitched in 12 games this year. 5-1 record with 36 innings pitched, 29 hits, 13 earned runs, 45 strikeouts, 23 walks, and a respectable 2.53 earned run average. So it shapes up to be a very interesting piece of baseball today in this game. Two good pitchers. As we take a look at
here's what happened Here's what happened on the last game. Our final totals on the board. For Lamont, 8 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for Metamora. They're going to introduce the players, and we're going to take a pause on our pregame show. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups, and we'll get this party started. It is Grayslake Central and Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin. The winner gets Lamont tomorrow morning. We continue with our coverage of the IHSA State Championship Series from Joliet after this on the Arena Sports Network.
Looking for a reason to visit U.S. Tire and Auto in Gary, Indiana? Our customers gave us 5 of them. The high standards of quality service and parts, lifetime warranties, a strong business built on honesty and integrity. They've been servicing the Gary community since 1991 and the largest auto and light truck tire dealer in the city of Gary, Indiana. We have a variety of products and services that are instrumental to the health of your car, including our tire fitment guide to help you find the correct size tires for your automobile. Our friendly service staff will quickly outfit your vehicle with a high-quality tire that is right for you. Check out our tire and wheel catalog to give your vehicle the perfect fit. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 219-884-4600 or visit us online at www.ustire-auto.com.
Have you heard the good news about a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news about a place where you can celebrate what is right in the world, share it with your friends, family, and community, and neighbors at school, work, or place of worship, and have fun doing it? Well, there is such a place. That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. LaPorteCountyLife.com is all about the positive, not the negative, bringing out the best and not the worst, and all about promoting positivity in your community. LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?
In Illinois, more than 300,000 students compete in interscholastic programs taking place in classrooms, auditoriums, gymnasiums, city parks, and stadiums. Students with extracurricular activities tend to have higher grade point averages, better attendance, lower dropout rates, and fewer discipline problems. IHSA sponsors 35 programs that enrich the educational experience and shape the lives of young people in a positive way. Support the schools, teachers, coaches, sponsors, and students who take part in activities sponsored by the Illinois High School Association.
Get your best price on Ford trucks, Focus, F-150, Explorer, Escape, and Lincoln MKS, MKT, MKX, MKZ, as well as Fiesta, Fusion, Taurus, Mustang, Navigator, and all other new Ford Lincoln vehicles at the all-new Sowers Ford in Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. We offer new and used Ford Lincoln vehicles, parts, service, and used cars. If you are in Northwest Indiana or near Michigan City, LaPorte, Hobart, Burns Harbor, Valparaiso, Chesterton, South Bend, or Portage, there is no comparison to the other dealers around town. We are about to earn your business with top quality service and the most competitive pricing in Indiana. Stop by today at 3930 Franklin Street in Michigan City or give us a call at 219-879-5381. That's 219-879-5381. Or visit us online at www.sowersauto.com. Sowers Ford Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer.
Now the starting lineup for the Rams of Grayslake Central. Leading off at second base, number 33, Jay Hoffman. Batting second, number 16, the left fielder, Pat Burba. At shortstop, number 20, Freddie Landers. Number 7, the first baseman, Kyle Clark. In center field, number 15, Matt Losel. Catching, number 3, Sam Mutika. At third base, number 22, Anthony Fitzgerald. Batting eighth, the DH, number 19, Mike Stone. In right field, number 9, Justin Dooley. And the pitcher, number 6, David Lorenz. Now for the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin, who went to the game with a record of 37 wins and 3 losses. Please meet the head coach, Mike Eck. He has a career record of 190 wins and 82 losses over 8 years. He's assisted by Ryan Bangert, Joel Lomacek, Nick Nomovich, and Tom Weir. Numerically, the non-starters. Number 1, Justin Zanger. Number 3, Pat Kelly. Number 4, Sean Mason.
No!
Number 7, Clayton Taylor.
No!
Number 8, Alex Mandeville. Number 9, Ryan Elvers. Number 14, Ben McElwee. Number 17, Peyton Minder. Number 20, Dalton Henderson. Number 23, Pete Young. Number 24, Matt Ritchie. And number 27, Mike Ritchie. For the starters of the Cyclones of Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin. Leading off is their shortstop, number 5, Cole Daly. Next hitter is the center fielder, Connor White, number 2. He's followed by the catcher, Mitch Trees, number 10. At third base is number 6, Corey Mason. The DH, batting 5th, number 21, Steve Sartori. The next hitter is number 13, second baseman, Kevin Zanger. In right field is number 15, Cal Elvers. At first base, number 11, Nolan Ahern. And the 9 hitter is the left fielder, number 4, Sean Mason. Their pitcher is number 12, Connor Etheridge.
A enthusiastic and somewhat loud Sacred Heart Griffin cheering section. Got to get all that kind of energy out of your system after the 3-hour drive on a bus from Springfield, having made that trip many times. I do know what it's like to take that drive down to Interstate 55 to come up here. Well, not quite 3 hours from Springfield to Joliet, but either way, we've got baseball. We've got two outstanding pitchers. You know, looking at the history of these two teams, of course, Grayslake Central made the semifinals last year. Unfortunately, did not win in that semifinal game. Sacred Heart Griffin, at least as far as when they were Griffin, the all-boys school, they've been to the state semifinals 3 times, having won it twice. But it's been a while since they've been back. Last time that Griffin or Sacred Heart Griffin was in the state semifinals was back in '87, and they won it that year, defeating Barrington by a final score of 9-1 under Ron Wojcicki, their head coach at the time. And you know, it's a fine program at Sacred Heart Griffin when they, of course, merged the two schools. Griffin, the boys' Catholic high school, and of course Sacred Heart, the girls' Catholic school.
All right.
And a shout out to probably one of their most famous alumnus, my good friend Paul Palazzolo, the former president of Kiwanis International, the international president from Griffin High School.
All right, let's go through our Subway starting 9. For the Rams, they line up this way. Leading off, the second baseman, Jay Hoffman. Pat Burba bats second and left. Freddie Landers bats third and short. Kyle Clark in the 4th spot in first base. Matt Lofel bats 5th in center field. Sam Nozica bats 6th. He'll catch. Anthony Fitzgerald bats 7th. He's at third base. Mike Stone bats 8th. He's the DH. Oh, I'm going to have fun with that name. And in the 9th spot, Justin Dooley. He's in right field. That's your Subway starting 9. Now here's the defense with Mark Farina.
And taking a look at the Sacred Heart Griffin defense to start the ballgame in left to right in the outfield, it will be Sean Mason in left, Connor White in center, and the right fielder is Cal Elvers, and the infield third or first, Corey Mason at third, the shortstop Cole Daly, the second baseman Kevin Zanger, and over at first base is Nolan Heron, and your battery of catcher Mitch Trees and starting pitcher Connor Etheridge, the tall, lanky 6'4" right-hander with the filthy statistics.
And on the way, the first pitch is high, ball 1, and off we go from Joliet. First pitch time, 12:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And the first pitch temperature, 72 degrees. The 1-0, fastball strike. No, missed it. Counts is now counts 2-0. Board says 1-0. Andre Morgan calling the balls and strikes, and he delivers a fastball strike right there. Counts now 2-1.
He is a little behind on the scoreboard.
Somebody messing with the scoreboard again.
Two big, lanky.
Next one, high.
Right-handers.
Counts 3-1.
David Lawrence of Grayslake Central and Connor Etheridge, both 6'4". I think they may have played a little basketball in their.
You think? 3-1. Fastball, high, ball 4. Jay Hoffman draws a walk.
Those leadoff walks, especially early in the ballgame.
How many times have we talked about that?
Come back to bite your butt, as they did in the game with Lamont when Metamora had the leadoff walk to start the ballgame as well.
All right, Pat Burba stands in, left-handed batter's box. From the set, here's the pitch, a swing and a pop-up third base side. Going to it is Corey Mason. He's got it in foul territory. 1 out in the first. Mason makes the catch. 1 out in the first inning.
As we pointed out, a beautiful day for baseball here in the Chicago area, in Will County, to be specific, in Joliet, downtown Joliet. This gorgeous Silver Cross field, one of the best minor league ballparks you'll ever see.
Here's Freddie Landers, the shortstop, into the right-handed batter's box. Etheridge gives a look at first, comes set, kicks and deals, swinging a slash foul out of play to the right, and the count's 0-1.
They are, of course, members.
Look out!
The Joliet Slammers, members of the Frontier League, are our hosts. The Independent Frontier League.
And what do we always say about the Joliet Slammers?
Get convicted.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. And they don't hold that back.
No.
With J.L. Bird as one of their two mascots in his striped uniform.
Were we not talking about this throughout the course of the week, how many times we're going to use that? 0-1 the count. Etheridge from the set, nods yes, kicks, deals. Curveball strike, and the count's 0-2.
They don't hide from their history
No.
as a city that has had prisons here and
Which
of
I
course,
had to
next
roll
door in
by.
Romeoville.
Which I had to roll by on a detour getting here to the ballpark today. 0-2, one down here in the top of the first. Etheridge from the high set position, double glances and gets his sign, and now turns and tosses to first, runner back.
Jake and Elwood, Joliet Jake from the Blues Brothers was at Joliet.
There you go. There is a target here that is not actually in the stadium, folks, but we can see it off in the distance. The 1-2, fastball high, snap throw to first, not in time, but the count is now 1-2.
The Firehouse, which is right off of left field, 560 feet. If you get a 560-foot home run.
I bet you Kingman could hit that.
Maybe. I mean, certainly did that once at Wrigley Field on Kenmore Avenue.
Runner takes off from first, a swing and a bouncing ball, base hit in the left field. Making the turn is Hoffman. He will head for third, and the ball gets by the left fielder, but quickly he's able to snag it and throw it in.
And
so the hit and run was placed perfectly.
It certainly wasn't. I believe the coach from Grayslake was signaling for him to keep going, and I think he just didn't.
He looked up and saw in time that the left fielder had gotten to the ball.
Well, but I think that we'll see if that comes back to bite Grayslake Central.
And now Kyle Clark now stands in. Would you read Etheridge's ERA for me one more time?
Etheridge's ERA.
I thought you said 0.75.
They have 3 starters, all of them under 1 earned run average.
That's sick.
That's amazing.
That's sick. I know a lot of major league pitchers would love to have that kind of ERA.
Troy Whalen wanted to wave his runner home, but didn't quite get the.
Etheridge delivers a strike to Kyle Clark, the 4th place hitter.
Jay Hoffman, the runner now at 3rd. Let's see if it comes back to bite him. Like I said, it probably would have scored if he kept on going. He would have scored, especially with them bobbling the ball
Indeed.
out of left field.
0-1 the count, 1 down here in the top of the first. Runners at the corners. A turn throw to first, and the runner gets back.
Kyle Clark batting .327 with 25 runs batted in.
0-1 the count from the set, the kick and the pitch. A fastball strike, and the count's 0-2.
One of their top hitters on Grayslake Central. Of course, one of the fine coaches, Troy Whalen, named Class 3A Coach of the Year for the 3rd time.
After the sets, now steps off the rubber. Your umpires, Andre Morgan behind the plate, David Seastrom at first, and Bob DeLeonardis is at 3rd.
He's won more than 250 games and has helped 60 players.
He's a drive into left field, and that is going to get down for a base hit. Run will score 1-0 in favor of Grayslake Central. They struck early last year in the early game, and now an earned run off of Etheridge. Wow!
2 games in a row we've had a run scored in the top of the inning, at least one, and there's still only 1 out as Landers goes over to second on the single by Kyle Clark, and Hoffman comes in to score.
And now Matt Loeffel, the center fielder, will try to keep this hit parade going against probably one of the toughest pitchers in the state. First and second, other runners, everybody up at the corners, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. Beautiful day for baseball here in Joliet, and now the wind's blowing left to right.
Loeffel batting .330 on the season with 16 runs batted in. Not a big power hitting team. They've only got 1 home run.
That fastball's up, and the count is 2-0.
But on the other hand, Sacred Heart Griffin has 3 ball players who've got some power. A total of looks like 13 home runs for them this season as a team for Sacred Heart Griffin. We'll see what
Etheridge out of the stretch. The 2-0 is high, and it's 3-0, and trouble a brewing here in Joliet.
Not the way you wanted to see your pitcher who's got an under 1 earned run average.
Next one is a ball.
Just
and
outside.
Now the bases are loaded, and everybody's going to have to come in on the infield. Wow.
Bases loaded. 1 out, a run in here in the first for Grayslake Central. Exactly what they were hoping for. Now let's see if they can really take advantage of it with runners in scoring position at second and third, and of course another runner at first.
Sam Nazika will stand in. Sam Nazika, the 5'11" sophomore, hitting at 268. No home runs. He's driven in 14 on the year. He has a chance for a lot more. The infield will play up at the corners, double play depth up the middle.
He's a catcher for the Rams.
Nazika against Etheridge head-to-head, and the pitch to Nazika is high, ball 1.
Our good friend Andre Morgan, the veteran umpire, calling the balls and strikes from Chicago.
And doing a great job as always. We had him in the sectional championship this past Saturday.
Time call, the ball got loose from the berm where the kids were playing catch. Right
and
field.
A baseball rat like Andre would catch that in a heartbeat.
Never do it again. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, these are kids. You know that.
Of course, they're all.
We're all kids. If you think about it, we're all kids.
Wouldn't we have loved a ballpark like this when we were kids?
Yes.
I love that about.
Oh my goodness,
love
yes.
that about minor league baseball. All the beautiful ballparks that are so fan-friendly, family-friendly as well.
Here's the pitch. Fastball strike, and the count is 1-1.
And this is one of the nicer ballparks, I would say. They're really all nice here in the Chicago area, including, of course, Gary, Kane County.
The Steel Yard in Gary. Standard Bank Stadium in Crestwood. A 1-1 pitch. A swing and a little looper on the infield and caught it first. 2 down in the inning, and that is a huge out.
Absolutely. Very softly hit a soft liner to the first baseman. He could have had a cup of coffee and still made the catch.
Cup of coffee, a donut, a jog around.
Yep.
And he still made the catch. And here's old Fitz, Tony Fitzgerald, 6'190", a junior, hitting at 274. No home runs. He's driven in 13 on the year.
Does this kind of have the same feeling as the first inning with Lamont and
took
Metamora?
the exact thought out of my head.
We'll see what happens here. Do they jump on him and really get the runs in here with Fitzgerald?
Infield back all the way around. And the pitch to Fitz is popped up, foul out of play to the right, and the count's 0-1. You don't want to have a pitcher like Etheridge on the ropes and not blow the inning open.
Yeah, you want to take advantage of it the best you can. So these are the kind of opportunities that you don't get very often.
You don't.
And you want to take advantage of it when you can.
0-1 the count. Etheridge sets, kicks, deals. A swing and a bouncing ball foul up the first baseline, and the count's now 0-2.
We're joined by Brian Staracco, who's sitting with his coaches right next to us in one of the
and coaches
seats.
Never stop taking notes on both teams. We'll talk to Staracco tomorrow for our pregame before our 3A championship game.
They say about really good pitchers, you got to get to them early. If you get to them early and pile up the runs, that's how you beat them.
And the best example, I'll say it again, a pitcher like Nolan Ryan that can be all over the place. If you don't get him early and you let him settle in, you may as well put K after K after K on the board.
And the 3 guys Jenkins, Gibson, and Ryan.
Yes.
3 perfect examples of that.
Great examples. Lefty example for me, Carlton.
Oh, yeah, Steve Carlton.
The 0-2. Fastball high and outside. The count's 1-2. Modern day pitcher, Mark Burley.
Yes.
Same way.
Yeah.
You don't get to him early. It's trouble.
I think that's pretty typical of all the really good pitchers, especially the dominating pitchers in baseball.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside, and the count's now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And if you're Etheridge, you want to get out of this jam right now with just 6 batters coming to the plate.
Fitzgerald's been patient getting the count even at 2-2.
Bases full of Rams, 2 down. Infield back all the way around. Outfield spread out and shallow. The pitch, swinging a foul at the plate. And we'll do it again.
Just a gorgeous day for baseball with this kind of stuff we were all dreaming about in the dead of winter. For that matter, in the dead of April.
Yeah. And especially when we were in Schaumburg 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
And it was snowing.
That's right. Well,
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Inning over. What a job by Etheridge. getting out of a jam. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Had a chance, couldn't blow it open. We go to the bottom of the first. Grayslake Central 1 and Sacred Heart Griffin coming to bat. This is the 2013 IHSA 3A baseball semifinals. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
There's at least one place in every community where neighbors still gather and civic pride flourishes. One endless source of inspiration. One night where history is made and the nation's future seems brighter than ever. There's at least one high school serving every community in Illinois, and if you're not in the stands, you're missing out. High school sports are a part of our state tradition, but it takes the support of the entire community to make it happen. Be a fan. Support your local high school's activity programs. This message is brought to you by the IHSA, celebrating more than 100 years of high school sports and activities in Illinois.
Ryan and Mark back here at Silver Cross Field in Joliet. Now let's meet the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin. Cole Daly leads off. He'll play shortstop. Connor White bats second in center field. Mitch Trees bats third. He'll catch. I'm going to have fun with that name. Corey Mason bats fourth. He's at third base. Steve Sartor bats fifth. He's the designated hitter. Kevin Zanger bats sixth. He's at second base. Cal Elvers bats seventh in right field. Noah Aaron bats third. Bats eighth. He's at first. And Sean Mason bats ninth. He's in left field. Through the lineup one more time. Daly, White, Trees, the first three. Mason, Sator, Zanger, the next three. Elvers, Aaron, and Mason for the Cyclones. Let's meet the defense of the Rams.
And taking a look at the defense left to right in the outfield, it'll be Pat Burba on left. The center fielder is Matt Loeffel, and the right fielder is Justin Dooley. The infield third to first of Anthony Fitzgerald at third. The shortstop, Freddie Landers. And over at second base, Jay Hoffman. Over at first, Kyle Clark, and your starting rotation, your battery of catcher Sam Nozica, and starting pitcher David Lorenz. And he's got some pretty impressive numbers for Lorenz, a 2.53 earned run average. And he's also a big boy, a left-hander in this case, 6'4" as well.
And the lefty delivers a strike to Cole Daly, and we're off and running. The count is 0-1. Daly at 374, no home runs. He's driven in 19 on the year. The 0-1 is a ball, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mike Eck in his 8th season as head coach at Sacred Heart Griffin, with 190 victories, 82 defeats.
The line of the 1-1 is outside, and the count's now 2-1.
But interesting, he's not a full-time teacher. He's a full-time electrician for the Illinois State Police.
Aha!
In addition to his coaching credentials, 7 winning seasons, the most wins under him this year with Sacred Heart Griffin and their 37 wins.
2 balls, 1 strike to count, and now we have a little bit of a discussion. Wanted to get a clarification of the count, but that's where we stand. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody on, nobody out. Cole Daly, the lefty, in the left-handed batter's box, facing David Lorenz. The pitch is a strike, and the count's even 2-2 with a fastball.
And we talked about Troy Whalen, been around a long time, and he's had a great success at not only winning, but also building the program at Grayslake Central.
Next one's low, and the count goes full at 3-2.
Congrats to him. Once again, Coach of the Year from the Illinois High School Baseball Coaches Association. Coach of the Year in the northern part of the state.
Did you just belch?
3rd time. No, that wasn't me.
The payoff. A swing and a little looper headed toward left. Dropping. Left fielder will circle around and make the catch. They played him shallow and had him play perfectly.
Absolutely.
1 out in the first.
Yeah, that was perfect positioning by Grayslake Central.
Center fielder, number 2.
Because that ball off the bat looks like it's ticketed for a base hit.
Connor White now stands in, hitting at, you ready for this, number 458 on the year. No home runs. He's driven in 18 on the year. A left-handed Leighton lineup for Coach Eck and the Cyclones, and a fastball strike on the outside corner, and the count's 0-1.
483. That's quite impressive, including 3 triples.
I'll take that. 0-1 the count. The kick and the pitch from Lorenz. A swing and a shot foul just to near the top of the screen in front of us.
And you almost ducked on that one, be honest.
You want to know something wild? I didn't flinch. Next one, way outside, and the count's now 1-2.
As we've pointed out, this is a team that's got power, a total of 15 home runs for the Cyclones.
Next one, fastball outside. That'll even the count 2-2.
3 of their
We're
players.
just hearing all kinds of stuff.
That's right. Got the freight train sounds like behind us.
Train, fire truck, all kinds of
It's
stuff.
a great location here in downtown Joliet to get to this ballpark. Because
2-2 is a shot to the backstop foul, and we'll do it again.
you've got the Metro Rock Island line.
Yep.
That comes into Joliet Station, as well as the couple of lines on the Amtrak, the one that goes down to Springfield, Bloomington Normal, and St.
Fastball
Louis.
high, and the count goes full at 3-2.
And then also there's the Texas Eagle that comes through here. It goes all the way down to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the pitcher's getting a little bit of a warning from Andre Morgan. And he's talking now. They're going to talk to his
He's
coach.
been warned about something.
Warned about something. Well, you can't be warning him for a balk at this point.
He just might.
Can you? Well, there's nobody's on base.
A warning for a balk can happen, and I'll leave it at that.
Well, and maybe it's the way he's sliding off the rubber.
Right.
Kind of a slide step. And full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Corey White.
And he'll
Or
step
rather,
back.
Connor White, rather.
He'll step back in the left-handed batter's box. They play Connor White to hit the opposite way. They give him the entire right field to work with. From the windup, the payoff pitch. A curveball popped toward right. Right fielder started in, going back, and that's going to drop, and that's going to roll for a while. White headed to second. He'll pull in with a 1-out double. Tying run aboard.
That was misplayed. Kieran Simple, the wind may have had a little bit of an impact, but I think he may have also lost it in the sun. Combination. Either way, it's going to be an error. We'll see if they.
Oh, that's a hit.
They're going to call it a hit.
That's a hit. Mitch Trees now stands in, 6'2", 200, a senior, hitting at 283, a home run. He's driven in 15 on the year.
No, Trees.
And they're not going to even fool with him.
Trees actually batting .404 with 5 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Take a closer look, my friend. He's one
That's
of their,
right. That's right.
He's one of their sluggers, along with Corey Mason
and speaking
Sean
of Mason, he's up right now, hitting .407, 4 home runs. He's driven in 37. They've intentionally walked Mitch Trees to bring everybody up to date. So first and second and 1 down. Lefty to righty. Here it comes. Way outside with a breaking ball. The count's 1-0.
Now, is that respect?
Yeah.
You
Barry Bonds
walk,
comes to mind. Frank Thomas comes to mind. Andre Dawson comes to mind.
That you intentionally walk in the first inning when there's no runs yet scored and only one other runner on base.
And you don't want to fool with anybody.
That's the ultimate in respect.
Next one. Inside, and the count's 2-0.
Combination of respect and fear.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
If you know a guy like Mitch Trees to be the slugger that he is, would you mess with him?
I don't think so.
Me neither. 2-0, 1 down here in the bottom of the first. 1-0, Grayslake Central the lead. A look to second, the pitch. A swing and a shot toward right, dropping foul.
But you walk him, and you got Corey Mason, who's got 4 home runs.
Not to mention Steve Sartor, who's up next.
I mean, your 2 biggest RBI guys, your number 3 and 4 hitters, each have 37 RBIs and 5 and 4 home runs. I mean, it's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, it does. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Tying run stands at second in the form of Connor White. Mitch Trees, who just drew an intentional walk, stands at first. Out of the stretch with a look to second, Lorenz comes home. Fastball high and tight, and the count's 3-1.
This Grayslake Central team, 2 third-place finishes in the state tournament, but they've also been to the Super Sectional 8 times over the years. Under Troy Whalen, mind you.
Sacred Heart Griffin with the gold top across the front, white top across the back, and that is a strike, and the count goes full 3-2 to Corey Mason. So a 2-tone top for the Cyclones. Gold on the front, white on the back, white pant, black numbers and lettering. From the stretch, the payoff. A swing and a bouncing ball headed to short. Goes to second. That's 1. Return to first. In time. Double play. Inning over. 6-4-3 on that Subway double play. Hang a star on that, and they get out of a jam. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the top of the second. It is Grayslake 1 and Sacred Heart Griffin nothing. You're listening to the 2014 Class 3A baseball semifinals, and you are hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600, or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
My partner had to get something that fell as we were coming back from a break.
We have a 2-tiered press box here, press facilities.
Yes, we do.
Our partners from the Illinois School of Broadcasting who are working in front of us and down below us got that one for me. Thank you.
I'm just glad you got it with this stiff wind that's blowing up here.
Why you got that folder binder thing that makes it a little bit easier?
Mike Stone start things off 8-9-1 for the Rams. They lead 1-0. They've out-hit the Cyclones 2-1. Etheridge comes home with a fastball upstairs and inside for ball one.
Etheridge really got out of jam even though he gave up a run. He left the bases loaded.
Next one is a ball, and it's 2-0.
And he left the bases loaded in a situation with only one out. He then got a soft line out and then a swinging strikeout down the inning.
Next one's a strike, and the count's 2-1. Here we go with this song again. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the second. Etheridge comes home. A swing and a bouncing ball headed towards short. Up with it quickly is Connor Daly. The throw to first is in time. 1 down in the second.
Nice looking throw. Strong and smooth.
Set his feet and threw a dart. By the way, did you see the beatdown that LeBron James and the Miami Heat received last night?
It's embarrassing. Somebody was saying that.
I loved it.
Somebody was saying at the end of the game, they were saying, "Let's go Heat," and I said no. What they were saying was, "Let's go eat at South Beach."
First pitch to Justin Dooley is ball 1. The 1-0. Fastball high, and it's 2-0. I mean, it's one thing to get beat at home as handily as Miami did on Tuesday, but to have the feat repeated, that's crazy. Next one's a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, that was something to see them get smacked.
I think
again.
San Antonio is mad from last year. The 2-1. Fastball striking the inside corner. Counts even 2-2.
Unless things change awfully fast. No three-peat for the
and I'm going. And
trio.
I would be so happy.
I think we all would.
I would be so happy. The 2-2 swing and a high drive into center field. Center fielder coming. He's got it!
Oh,
no, he didn't! He drove at the last second. It dropped out of his glove. Oh, my gracious. Connor White nearly came up with a spectacular catch. Couldn't hold on.
A diving attempt. He looked like he had the ball, and then maybe the contact with the ground knocked it out of his glove.
Score that a hit. Third hit.
Yeah, in that kind of Bermuda Triangle spot.
One of the most dangerous spot.
I thought it was going to be a base hit right off the bat.
It looked that way, and it nearly got chased down. And the pitch, Hoffman shows bunt, takes the ball, throw to first, not in time.
Hoffman walked in the first, scored the only run in the game on a RBI single by Kyle Clark later on. Walks can kill, as we always said.
Yeah. That's about the size of it. In the first half again. Next one, low and inside, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, it's interesting to see those die-hard, loyal Miami Heat fans staying to the bitter end.
Bitter end being the case.
About 6 minutes to go in the game.
The 2-0 is a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. You know what's funny? Everybody talks so bad about the fans leaving early the last year after games before Game 6 ended. Nothing being said about it this year. They had reason to leave early. The 2-1. A swing and a bouncing ball up the middle to short. Flip to second one. Return. Got it. No! Pulled him off the bag.
Well, there's a break there.
David
David
Seastrom called Hoffman safe.
So fielder's choice 4 on that play.
Pat Burba now stands in. Well, so the inning continues. Burba stands in to the left-handed batter's box. Keith Myers will join yours truly on the afternoon locker room this Monday afternoon at 4:15 Eastern Time, 3:15 Central Time. Here's the pitch. Fastball strike, and the count's 0-1. And that may be backed up because Michael Lyle and the Lyle File scheduled to kick off the show on Monday, talking all things finals, like Stanley Cup finals and NBA finals. I bet you there are a lot of people, the 0-1. Fastball striking, it's 0-2. I bet you there are a lot of people, especially old schoolers like us, that appreciate real basketball, that are laughing their heads off at what happened the last 2 games in Miami.
Well, San Antonio's playing,
fundamentals
like the Bulls.
Yeah.
In those 6 championships. And the Lakers, of course.
And the Celtics. And the Celtics.
That's true, the Celtics, of course.
I mean, you have teams. I'm going to talk about this on Monday. You have teams that you hate, but you respected and love to watch. 0-2, slashed foul into the third base side, and the count remains 0-2. Again, a subject I'm going to hit on Monday. You have teams that you absolutely hated, but you respected and you loved watching them because of the brand of basketball they played.
And Miami is not one of them.
No, not even close. From the stretch, the 0-2. Fastball outside, and the count's 1-2.
Just outside.
We mentioned the Celtics with Larry Bird. I mean, come on. Who did not hate the Boston Celtics led by K.C. Jones and Larry Bird and Kevin McHale? But when you watch them play, you're like, that's why I hate them. They're that good. Next one, low. Runner takes off for second. He'll make it without a throw. That's a stolen base.
So for the second time, Jay Hoffman's been able to make it over to second. Again in scoring position for the second inning in a row, as a matter of fact.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here in the top of the second, 1-0 in favor of Grayslake Central, trying to push through to that final game tomorrow. The winner of this game will face the Lamont Indians.
Something Grayslake has come close.
A swing and a bouncing ball headed to second. Second baseman on the sliding stop. Throws to first in time, and the inning is over.
Nice play by the second baseman, Kevin Sanger.
Do you want to say it, or do I get the pleasure?
Yes.
Hang a star on that one. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Grayslake Central in the 2014 IHSA Class 3A Baseball State Semifinals on the Arena Sports Network.
What makes Sowers Buick GMC a must-stop shop for your GM vehicles? Simple. Our award-winning service department. We have one of the best trained teams of technicians in LaPorte County, which means we will fix your vehicle right the first time. We're proud of our team, so come see why. Sowers Buick GMC, serving LaPorte County for over 30 years. Stop by today and discover the Sowers difference. Sowers Buick GMC, 1900 East Lincoln Way, LaPorte, 219-326-7474, or visit us at SowersAutos.com.
Prior to, during, or after the actual playing of the game.
Little technical issue there. These things happen. Nothing's foolproof in this computer age.
Did y'all ever have one of those days?
Yeah, you've had one of them.
Mark Farina, Brian Snow here with you as we get set to go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 in favor of Grayslake Central.
For Sowers Ford of Michigan City, Chicago and Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer.
Thanks to the good folks at Sowers Ford.
So let's see if Sacred Heart Griffin can jump on the board.
Sartor, Zanger, and Elvers.
Had a chance in the first inning with runners at first and second and just one out. And then the pitcher's best friend, the double play ball.
Speaking of Mr. Sartor, he's hitting .402 on the year. No home runs. He's driven in 29, and the first pitch is a strike, and the count's on 1. I want to be sure I got the numbers right. I took a close look at them.
Yes.
Lefty to righty. The pitch. Bouncing ball to short. Shortstop smothered it. The throw. And he threw it away. Into the dugout. Now a flip back to first. Not in time.
That was an awfully big turn by Sartor.
And he nearly got caught.
That's right.
He nearly got caught. That is an error. Put the leadoff runner aboard, and the tying run aboard, as a matter of fact. And Kevin Zanger now stands in.
If it wasn't an error on the not picking up cleanly, the throw definitely made it an error.
Mr. Zanger hitting at 43. He's got 3 triples, 8 doubles, no home runs. He's driven in 29 on the year.
They have 5 players. I got a few. They got quite a few batters who are batting over 400. Taking a quick look.
It will be priced at $6 per session. There will be
7 players batting over 400. And Sartor is going to get a courtesy runner in the form of Alex Mandeville.
Mm-hmm. So an error leads off the inning. Mandeville will now run for Sartor. And while we have that while we get that situated, gives us a chance to tell you this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Arena Sports Network and is intended solely for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or any other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Arena Sports Network, LLC, is strictly prohibited.
Kevin Zanger will step up, batting .483 is the top hitter in the lineup for
That's
Mike Ecken.
dangerous. And they're going to play him way up at third base, anticipating a bunt. Well, we'll pitch, and it gets behind him. Maudeville will head to second base.
On a wild pitch.
I mean, Anthony Fitzgerald was halfway to the plate playing at third base.
And Zanger headed skip rope. Avoided getting hit by the pitch, but it went all the way back to the backstop.
This is, I will tell you folks, and I know Mark will agree with me, this is one of the events that we look forward to covering each year.
Yeah, all the way going back to the sectional at Lincoln Way. We didn't do the regionals this year because of scheduling conflicts. I was doing the regionals, but as a PA announcer up at Gordon Town.
Yeah, we had a couple of scheduling conflicts for the regional and the super sectional. Here's a swing and a shot foul to the right. And the count's now even 1-1. But we weren't going to miss this.
Yeah.
we were gonna make this no matter what it took.
This is one of the real pleasures to work out of this ballpark.
One ball, one strike to count, thanks to all of our great sponsors and all of our great fans throughout the year. Infield up all the way around. The pitch on the way. Bouncing ball foul off the third baseline. And a couple of fans had a shot at it, couldn't get it. Give those fans an air. 2 strikes now on Zanger with Cal Elvers on deck.
And thanks to Matt Troha and the staff at
Thank you, Matthew.
The Illinois High School Association.
I had a chance to do a game format on the IHSA network, and it just happened to involve St. Rita, this time for basketball.
And, of course, Marty Hickman, the executive director, and our good friend Kurt Gibson, the associate executive director, who I've been able to work with a few times on the basketball super sectional.
Thanks to everyone that allowed us to do this. We are enjoying ourselves. 1 ball, 2 strikes, a double glance to second and the 1-2 way outside, 2-2.
And you know, we're not the only outlet doing it. There's actually today, it looks like 4 different outlets that are broadcasting this. A couple internet, a couple radio stations. Looks like maybe WJOL might be here.
Oh, JOL's got to be in the house. They're the local station, and there's some great guys to work with. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a tapper past the pitcher off the mound to second. The throw to first is in time. So the tying run now is at third base. With 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning as the Cyclones look for the tie. And Cal Elvers stands in, 6'1", $175, a sophomore, hitting at .297. No home runs. He's driven in 15 on the year.
Got the student section right below us.
Lawrence out of the stretch, delivers a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Elvers 1.5 feet high on that one as the ball dropped. And the count's 0-1. ATI Physical Therapy is the official physical therapy session of the Joliet Slammers. As we present baseball coverage here. Oh, swing and a miss again on a wicked breaking ball. And the count is 0-2. 1 down, tying run at third base. And the wind knocked my partner's notes off again.
That's okay.
Laurel is ready. 0-2, tapped up the first baseline foul, and we'll do it again.
Of course, our friends from Lamont, our coaching staff sitting next to us.
We will see them tomorrow. We'll have that 3A championship tomorrow at 11:30. We're up at 11 with our pregame show. I promise we're up at 11 with our pregame show. If Mark doesn't take a shot at me about what I had to go through with the trains, I'm going to take a shot at myself because I know there are a lot of commuters in the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana area that have gone through what I've been through.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the stretch, the 0-2. A swing and a bouncing ball towards second. Second baseman, a line drive to second is caught.
That's a big out.
And 2 down in the inning.
Awfully big out right there.
And now the infield can play back.
First baseman, number 11, Nolan Aheron.
And now Nolan Aheron stands in. Aheron, 6'3", $180, a senior. Hitting at 283, a home run. He's driven it in 15.
Sacred Heart Griffins had runners in scoring position in both the first and second innings so far.
Here's a curveball way inside for ball 1.
See if they can capitalize on it here in the second.
Tying run 90 feet away. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Aheron. With Sean Mason on deck, the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And one of the really cool features they have a mini Little League type of diamond that is built with that's designed for those children playing baseball who are disabled.
Next one is a strike, and the count's 1-2.
What a wonderful addition that they have here. It's similar to what we saw in Milwaukee at Miller Field, where they have that same facility.
That was a fun trip we took.
Yeah, it sure was.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down to Aheron. Runner at third, and time called at the plate.
In their case, it's a grass field and also a bit of a kind of a party room type venue as well.
Yes, it is.
This one just the field, but it's delightful to see that out there.
Mandeville stands at third as the tying run. Lawrence comes high at the chest, and the pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out, inning over.
They do it again.
The Rams bail themselves out of a jam yet again. No runs, no hits, and error. Tying run left at third. We go to the third. Mark Farina takes control. 1-0 Grayslake Central. You're listening to the 2014 Class 3A state semifinals. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
Chow down with the Italian collection at Subway.
Delicioso.
Try the Mongelissa's Chicken Pizziola Melt, a fresh take on Italian with tender, juicy chicken, zesterific pepperoni, and plenty of our signature recipe marinara sauce.
Perfecto.
Mamma mia!
And taste the Amore with the Meatball Pepperoni Melt, a kickin' combination of Italian-style meatballs and pepperoni on your favorite freshly baked bread.
Only at Subway.
And only for a limited time.
Don't miss out.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Wonderful lead guitar work of the late Terry Kath and Chicago brings us back here to the top of the third inning as the Grayslake Central Rams lead it by a score of 1-0 over the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones.
I didn't introduce my partner correctly, and I'll do that now while I run out of the booth here. Hi, the women and children. The third inning is here. Here's Mark.
We go to the top of the third inning. Freddie Landers, the number 3 hitter in the Grayslake Central Rams lineup, will step up. He's 1 for 1 in the ballgame with a single in the first when the Rams scored a run, but also left the bases loaded.
Don't know if that's going to haunt him yet, but time will tell.
Third inning here. Ball's in the dirt. Runs the count to 2 balls, no strikes to Landers. He'll be followed by Kyle Clark and then Matt Lofel, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in Coach Donahue's lineup. Troy Donahue pitches hit, foul, out of play over the first base dugout. 2 balls, 1 strikes to Landers. And Etheridge's pitch is called strike. Evens the count at 2-2. Winner of this game plays Lamont. As we pointed out, they were 8-3 winners in our first semifinal game earlier this afternoon. And, of course, we have coming up the Class 4A semifinal games. 2-2 offering is upstairs and high all the way back to the back.
Just a bit outside.
Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Freddie Landers, the shortstop. It is 3 balls, 2 strikes, although he only has 2-2 on the scoreboard. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Struck him out a high fastball.
Lander Gator.
Blew it right by him. 1 up, 1 down. It'll bring up Kyle Clark, the first baseman. Clark also singled in the first, driving in the lone run of the ball game for either team. Base hit to left in that case. So he's 1 for 1. He'd like to do it again, get on base at least. Etheridge, high fastball for ball 1. And he's definitely got some zip on that fastball right now. He's starting to get into a bit of a groove. And his 1-0 offering swung on, foul back, evens the count at 1-1. Our scoreboard operator has been a bit lax in this game.
Where have we seen that before?
We've seen it a few times. Ground ball, a couple hops to the shortstop, picks it up on the hop behind second base and throws to first. 2 up, 2 down.
A dart.
And now it'll bring up Matt Lofel, the center fielder who walked but was one of 3 base runners left stranded in that first inning. Lofel is quite a ball player. He's also a couple of sport ball player as well for Grayslake Central. Lays down a bunt. It
gotta hurry.
Fair. Third baseman on.
Safe.
So he bunts for a hit.
And it was a rocket for a bunt.
And that's one of those plays where if I'm the third baseman, I let it go foul.
Mm-hmm.
But he took it. He took it as it started to go into foul territory.
The thing was he was playing right where the ball should be, and it bounced right in his glove.
Right.
But Lofel was scooting down the line.
Infield hit. That's the 4th hit of the ball game for Grayslake Central. And with a runner on and 2 out, it'll bring up Sam Nozica, the catcher. He lined out to the first baseman in that first inning. Had a chance with the bases loaded to drive it around, but couldn't do it. Etheridge pitch swung on, hit foul, and into the seats over the first base dugout.
Balls can be very dangerous. Please keep your attention.
We know they can be dangerous. That's why we're clear up here.
That's right. No balls, 1 strike to count to Nozica. Toss on over to first. More to keep him close in the form of Lofel, who now has been on base twice. Anthony Fitzgerald, the third baseman, is in the on-deck circle. No ball, 1 strike count to Nozica. Etheridge from the stretch. Time call. Took a little bit too long. And Nozica stepped out. Troy Whalen with 283 victories coming in today's game in his 11 seasons. There's a strike. Runs the count as 0-2.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's another breaking ball in his future.
2 strikeouts so far for Etheridge, Connor Etheridge. Takes a look at first from the stretch. And the 0-2 offering. Swung on, foul back to the screen. We'll do it again.
Gave him a high fastball that time.
Nozica batting .268 coming into the game with 14 runs batted in. They only have 1 home run, that off the bat of Pat Burba this season. 0-2 offering coming from Connor Etheridge from the stretch. Here it comes. Upstairs high for ball 1. And you can hear the snap on that glove all the way up here in the press box. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Somehow they're just not putting any. There we go. Okay. Not like the guy at Wrigley Field. It's automatic. There goes the runner.
See ya.
Ball 2. He's going to be thrown out at second. As
he was out. It was a strikeout anyway. They just completed the double play, so it was a strikeout at the plate.
So in the inning, no runs. There was an infield hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Our score remains the Grayslake Central Rams 1, the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones nothing. You're listening to the 2014 IHSA Class 3A semifinals from Joliet on the Arena Sports Network.
Parents, if you have children in high school, you may know firsthand that today's teens spend more time with the computer, TV, and video games than on any other activity except sleeping. The Illinois High School Association is the antidote to video games. IHSA sponsors 35 activities, from basketball and football to music, drama, and journalism. They enrich kids' high school experience. They engage kids' brains and their bodies and teach the value of teamwork and good sportsmanship. Encourage your kids to get involved. Go to www.ihsa.org.
Portions of today's broadcast presented in part by American Family Insurance of Maryville, Indiana. Call 219-945-3040 and find out how you can get all of your insurance under one roof. And speaking of American Family Insurance, time now for our question of the inning. Mark, you're an old schooler like I. You'll love this question. Pac-Man or Centipede?
You know, I like Centipede. I mean, Pac-Man was good, but I like Centipede for the old school.
You know what? I'm old school too. I love them both. But I do. You know what? I'll take a challenge with Centipede.
I'll tell you a game that I liked on the old video games was
Talk
Tron.
to me. Tron! Ho, 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 ho.
Go to the bottom of the third inning for Sacred Heart Griffin, number 9, and then top of the order for the Cyclones. It'll be Sean Mason, Cole Daly, and then Connor White. Mason, the number 9 hitter, steps up. Right now,
first time up.
He's been able, starting pitcher David Lawrence has been able to hold the high-powered Sacred Heart offense to just one hit. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Swung on a miss on a fastball, more like a slider.
Yeah.
Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Had a little bit of break on that one. The Cyclones had scoring opportunities in both the first and second inning, leaving runners at first and second in the first and leaving a runner at third in the second inning. So Lawrence has been able to get out of a couple jams in those first two. Left-hander pitches, swung on and missed.
That inside pitch has been working terrific for Lawrence today.
Yeah, it sure has. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Sean Mason, the left fielder for Mike X. Cyclone swung on a miss.
Filthy fastball.
Same spot.
Filthy fastball.
That is strikeout number 2 for David Lawrence. And now back to the top of the order, and Cole Daly, the shortstop, who's 0 for 1 in the ballgame, flying out to the center fielder to lead off the bottom of the first. Left-handed swinging Daly against the left-handed throwing Lawrence. His first pitch, called, strike on the outside corner.
Showed bunt, pulled it back.
Almost like a screwball on that one. I wonder what are they calling the screwball nowadays? Cut fastball.
Mm-hmm.
No ball, 1 strike count to Daly. This takes it on the outside corner for strike 2.
He's had a lot of success with that screwball.
No balls, 2 strikes to count to Daly. Connor White on deck. We're in the third, 1-0. Grayslake Central leading it. Pitch is swung on, reaching out, and slow roller to the shortstop. He's going to beat it out. Slow roller on the infield grass, not a chance for
no way you're going to throw him out.
For the shortstop, Freddie Landers, to do anything with that one other than just eat the ball. So an infield hit for Daly. And with 1 out and a runner at first, it'll bring up the number 2 hitter, center fielder Connor White. White got on base in the first inning on a ball that was ruled a double to right field. He had the right fielder kind of twisted around, and he dropped the ball. But they ruled it a double because it was a tough chance with the wind and the sun and everything. And as the ball was tailing away from the right fielder. Where have we heard these before, some of these sound effects? When you guys go to the same sound effects school? Toss to first is just a charity toss by Lawrence. I swear, really. Runner at first with 1 out. As Connor White waits for his first pitch. Pitch is outside and low for ball one. Faking the throw to first.
You don't mean this one, do you?
Excellent.
That's right. Is the catcher. Sam Nosica. That's right. One ball. Where's that from, by the way?
That's The Simpsons. That's Mr. Burns. Look out! Picked him off!
They got him.
Picked him off! Picked him off!
You called it all the way. 1-3 on the pickoff. We've seen 3 of those in these 2 semifinal games.
And you know what set it up?
Thanks to a lefty.
And you know what? The runner at first relaxed and took an extra step, and as soon as Lawrence saw that, he fired over to first and picked him off.
In all 3 cases, it's been the left-hander with that great move to first base. So now 2 out, nobody on here in the third. And the 1-0 delivery is just a little bit low. Runs the count to 2-0. Will things like that come back to haunt Sacred Heart Griffin?
Yeah.
Pitch is hit on the ground to the shortstop. Has it. Tossed to first in time. Ends the inning. No runs. There was a hit, no errors, and a pickoff. And nobody left. We go to the top of the 4th inning. We remain. The Grayslake Central Rams won. The Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones nothing. You're listening to the 2014 IHSA Class 3A semifinals from Joliet here on the Arena Sports Network.
Looking for a reason to visit U.S. Tire and Auto in Gary, Indiana? Our customers gave us 5 of them. The high standards of quality service and parts, lifetime warranties, a strong business built on honesty and integrity. They've been servicing the Gary community since 1991 and the largest auto and light truck tire dealer in the city of Gary, Indiana. We have a variety of products and services that are instrumental to the health of your car, including our tire fitment guide to help you find the correct size tires for your automobile. Our friendly service staff will quickly outfit your vehicle with a high-quality tire that is right for you. Check out our tire and wheel catalog to give your vehicle the perfect fit. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 219-884-4600 or visit us online at www.ustire-auto.com.
A little bit of heavy metal.
Oh, yeah.
Bring us back as we go to the top of the 4th inning. 1-0 Grayslake Central over the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones. It'll be the bottom of the order for Grayslake Central. Fitzgerald, Stone, and Dooley due up. 7, 8, 9 hitters in Jay Donahue's lineup.
How many times have we seen a pickoff bail a pitcher out of an inning?
Very much so. Troy Whalen, I'm sorry. I keep saying Troy Whalen is the head coach of Grayslake Central. I think Troy Donahue was an actor at some point, if I remember correctly. That's what happens when
Are you okay?
What happens when you cross 50? Just wait. It'll be your turn. Fitzgerald is 0 for 1.
I already got a little girl. It's been my turn since, okay?
Just wait. Fitzgerald struck out swinging to end the 1st inning. A situation where we left 3 men on base, and even though they did score a run, it could have been a lot worse for right-hander Connor Etheridge, who's been solid ever since. This pitch is upstairs, a fastball for ball 1. And you can, like I said, you can hear the snap on the catcher's glove.
Oh, yeah.
All the way up here easily. Pitch swung on, foul back. We'll run the count now 0-2 on, or rather 1-1 on Fitzgerald. Mike Stone, the designated hitter, and then Justin Dooley due up here in the 4th. Right-hander against right-hander, the 1-1 delivery in the dirt for ball 2.
Tried a breaking ball that time. Here we go with this again.
I have that on my iPhone as well. It's kind of slow starting. You have to kind of cue it up. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop can't get to it as it bounces into center field for a leadoff single for Anthony Fitzgerald. And with 1 on and nobody out, it'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Mike Stone, the designated hitter. Stone is 0 for 1 in the ballgame. He led off the 2nd, grounding out to the shortstop. Of course, we are in the shadows, so to speak, of Joliet high school with that great Joliet limestone design that this town is famous for. Just like the Joliet prison is. Squaring up for the bunt is Mike Stone, but he pulls back for ball one on the outside corner. We've got ourselves a bit of a pitcher's duel here in the second game.
Which is what we expected in the first game.
Except for that, well, in a lot of ways, except for that first inning. One ball, no strike. Once again, Stone squares away to bunt, but again, the ball is upstairs for ball two. I don't know if Fitzgerald is much of a base-stealing threat. And Stone bunts, lays it down perfectly. Pitcher picks it up and throws to first for out number one. On the play, Anthony Fitzgerald moves on over to second on the sac bunt. 1-3 on the putout. And with one out and a runner in scoring position at second, the number 9 hitter Justin Dooley will step up. Dooley is 1 for 1 in the ballgame, singled in the second, but was rubbed out on a ground out by the next batter, Jay Hoffman. And now Troy Whalen has some. He's going to bring in a courtesy runner for his DH. And this is going to be number 1. Jeff Terrones will be the courtesy runner.
Jeff Terrones?
Terrones.
I'm not going to say what that sounds like.
Number 1, Jeff Terrones, running.
Hey. So Dooley with a chance to drive in a run with a duck at second base and one out will step up. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed throwing Etheridge. He turns to second base.
Oh, my goodness. If someone had been covering, he was a dead duck.
Yeah, he sure was. Yeah, it was Terrones, or rather, Terrones batting, running for Fitzgerald. Terrones is running for Fitzgerald, who was the third baseman in this ballgame. One ball count. Line shot.
Gotcha,
Second baseman has
and
it.
You're gone.
And he'll step on second base for an easy double play. So in the inning, no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and nobody left. Third inning out of 4 that they've had a runner in scoring position and only scored 1 run. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Our score remains the Grayslake Central Rams 1, the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones nothing. And you're listening to the 2014 IHSA Class 3A semifinals, and it's right here on the Arena Sports Network.
At Strachan Van Til, everything we do is designed around you. From the uncompromising freshness down every aisle to the unbeatable quality you'll always find. It's the very best selection from choice meats to bakery. And getting honest value every single day. All with the friendly personal service and the savings that you deserve. That's built around you. That's Strachan Van Til. Visit svtgroceries.com today.
Speedway is one of the official gas carriers of our vehicles of the Arena Sports Network. Stop by your local Speedway. Earn points, earn prizes, earn a lot. Speedway, helping to fuel America.
Bottom of the 4th inning we go. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. And Mike X, Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones batting order. Catcher Mitch Trees, then Corey Mason, and then Steve Sartor. Sacred Heart Griffin, of course, it was 2 separate schools for many, many years, 2 Catholic, Griffin Catholic and Sacred Heart in Springfield. And then not quite sure how many years ago it was, maybe about at least 15 years.
That's like Bloom Trail and Bloom Township.
Exactly.
Bloom Trail had the Blazers, Bloom Township had the Trojans.
Mitch Trees, now this was an interesting story, by the way. Mitch Trees, he was intentionally walked with a runner on and one out in the first inning.
Yep.
It worked, but I probably wouldn't have guessed that kind of strategy that early. But then again, with the kind of stats that Mitch Trees has, anything is possible.
I don't have that sound.
No, you don't. 1-0 offering is upstairs for ball 2. Trees, all he's done this year is bat .404, 37 RBIs, leads the team in home runs with 5.
Hadn't done much. So
No,
hadn't done
other
much
than that,
else.
nothing. Pitch is inside. He takes a strike on low inside corner for strike 1.
You know what? I say that's a good call.
Yeah. It's kind of like he's crowding the plate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
2 ball, 1 strike count to Mitch Trees. In the dirt. Runs the count full, 3-1 on the
I just
in the
love
dirt
that.
inside.
I just love that last name. Mitch Trees.
That's right. I wonder if he hits trees in basketball.
I wouldn't doubt it.
3-1 count. There's the offering. It's upstairs for ball 4.
And he walks anyway.
He walks anyway. So Trees is on base second time, both walks, first time intentionally, and with nobody out and 1 on. Corey Mason will step up. Mason grounded into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play in that first inning when the Cyclones threatened with runners at first and second and just 1 out.
They have the tying run in scoring position.
They have the tying run now at first base here in the 4th. Left-hander David Lawrence lays on a bunt, hit hard, and he's going to be in time.
Yes, he did.
Made the tag. That was a strange-looking bunt because it wasn't really a bunt for a hit. It was an attempt at a bunt for a hit, but he hit a little too hard.
Well, I'll tell you why a couple of hitters have tried that bunt up the third baseline with no moisture and nothing wrong with the grass. It's natural grass here at Silver Cross Field. This is a very fast track. So
Yes,
if you lay down a bunt perfectly and try to catch the third baseman off guard 8 times out of 10, you will get a hit. They are testing the track on the infield grass.
But he hit it too hard. And that was the key
that's
right
all.
there.
He hit it too hard.
So Trees moves on over to second now with 1 out. And it'll bring up Steve Sartor, the designated hitter.
4th straight inning, they've had the tying run in scoring position.
Sartor got on an error leading off the second inning, an error by the shortstop. He made it all the way to third, but was left stranded in that second. He's another guy with some stats, 402 and 29 runs batted in.
You did it again.
Yes, boom. Boom. And 2 triples this year for Mr. Sartor. Right-hander against left-hander in this situation. Runner at second with 1 out, and the pitch.
Ooh,
a breaking ball.
Beauty.
A gorgeous
beauty.
First strike. Kevin Zanger, the second baseman, would be due up next. Time's kind of a wasting on even on Sacred Heart Griffin in this ballgame. Remember, we played 7 in high school. Pitch swung on, just got a piece of it, and he's in the hole 0-2 now.
He was going to be in the hole anyway because he was going to miss that if he didn't get a piece.
That was a nice-looking breaking ball as well. That was one of those.
And I bet you Uncle Charlie's waiting in the wings.
Yeah, let's see if he's going to come with the fastball this time. Lawrence gets his sign from his catcher, Sam Nozica. Takes a look at second. From the stretch, the pitch. This time was a fastball, but he threw it low and inside for ball 1.
Now I think he'll come back with a little Uncle Charlie.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. We're in the 4th, 1-0. Grayslake Central with a lone run in the first. But it could have been more. They left the bases loaded. Swung on and missed.
Filthy.
On again, that breaking ball.
Filthy.
And that breaking ball, more like a slider, I would say. It had some.
You know what? It wasn't
velocity
even
on
a
it.
slider. I'd say that was a cutter.
Cutter? Okay.
The way it cut inside.
So runner at second out with 2 out, and it brings up Kevin Zanger, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning to his counterpart, second baseman Jay Hoffman. So now, still runner at second base. Line shot, center fielder coming on.
He won't get it. He did get it!
Diving stop in right center field by the center fielder, Matt Loeffel. Saves a run, ends the inning.
You better say it, Mark.
Put a star on that one. In the inning, no runs, a walk, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Our score remains the Grayslake Central Rams 1, the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones 0. You're listening to the IHSA Class 3A semifinals from Joliet on the Arena Sports Network.
At Strack & Van Til, we think differently about groceries. We always have. So what does that mean? It means better, fresher, focused on you. Your neighborhood store that gives you more. It's quality, selection, the variety you want. Choice meats, deli, bakery, your one-stop shop. Everything on your list and all for less. With the savings you deserve and unbeatable service that's different. That's built around you, and that's your Strack & Van Til.
So now it's time for our Cricket Wireless trivia question here in the top of the fifth inning. What do you have for us, Brian, for Game 2?
Earlier this week, we remembered Nolan Ryan tossing his 6th no-hitter on June 11th. The year was 1990. Who was the victim?
Well, you know it was with the Texas Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
Again, the trivia question. Which team was Nolan Ryan's 6th no-hit victim? And I'll give you the exact date. It was June 11th, the year 1990.
And just think of how many one-hitters he had in his career.
Oh, my word.
It's just staggering.
It's silly.
Amazing. Him and Sandy Koufax. Koufax with 4, including
Think
a
of
perfect game.
You know what really staggers me? How many double-digit strikeout games he has, and it looked like he wasn't even trying.
You know, and if he'd had really much of an offense those years, amazing. You wonder where Houston could have gone. The Angels, of course.
And the Rangers.
Leading off here on the top of the fifth inning is the top of the order, Jay Hoffman, the second baseman. What a great
beautiful catch.
Run-saving catch by the center fielder, Matt Loeffel.
Because it was a tie game. Had it dropped,
each center fielder's had a chance at a diving stop. Loeffel was able to make his.
And here's this one.
Line shot to center field. Center fielder's right there to make the catch for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down in the fifth. And I'll bring up Pat Burba, the left fielder. Burba's 0 for 2 with a pop out to the third baseman in foul territory in the first, and a ground out to the second baseman to end the second. Left-handed hitting Burba against the right-hand throwing Etheridge. Soft ground ball.
Forget it.
Infield. Throw to first in time. 2 up, 2 down. Soft ground ball over the mound. And the second baseman charge made the play look easy. So 2 quick pitches, 2 quick outs. And it brings up the shortstop, Freddie Landers. Landers is 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He singled in the first, struck out swinging to lead off the third. Etheridge working quickly, throws a strike down the middle, right down Main Street for strike 1.
Just got to get that tying run across if you're Sacred Heart Griffin, because your pitcher's doing everything.
Yeah, both pitchers are doing everything, really.
And their defense has helped them out.
Absolutely. Of course, if you can look at it from a couple standpoints, Sacred Heart Griffin's had a number of scoring opportunities with runners in scoring position.
That they have.
And Grayslake, although they have a run, they had a golden opportunity for a lot more in that first inning, leaving the bases loaded.
And that first inning should have been blown wide open.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count now with 2 out to Landers. And the 1-2 offering from Etheridge got a piece of it, fouled it back to the screen. So we'll do it again. Winner of this game takes on the Lamont Indians in the Class 3A baseball championship game tomorrow morning.
And
that's the
and
second game.
Speaking of the Lamont Indians, the coaching staff sitting off to our left, just chilling out. Uh-oh.
Pitches hit deep left field. Left fielder backs up, makes the catch. So in the inning, 3 up, 3 down in the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Score remains. The Grayslake Central Rams 1, the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones 0. You're listening to the IHSA Class 3A baseball semifinals from Joliet here on the Arena Sports Network.
Quality products from Bridgestone, Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600, or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
The extraordinarily creative Stevie Wonder, who just amazes me every time I think of what he's been able to produce in his storied career despite a obvious disability. Amazing talent. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 1-0. Grayslake Central leads it over the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones. And with our cricket wireless trivia answer, here's Brian.
Who was the 6th no-hit victim of Mr. Nolan Ryan? The date was June 11th. The year was 1990. And the victim was the Oakland Athletics.
Okay. You got to work on who were the 6 victims, the 6 of his no-hitters.
I can tell you his last 2.
We're going to look that up sometime for a trivia question. Name at least 4 of the 6, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of the 5th inning for the Sacred Heart Griffins. They trail at 1-0. They've had a runner in scoring position, but no dice in 3 of the 4 innings so far. And also had a runner with a man on. I had a runner at first with 1 out, and then got that runner picked off. It's the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. Cal Elvers leads it off, the right fielder. Pitch is swung on.
That's
center
dropping.
Field. It's going to drop for a base hit.
In the triangle.
Just over the outstretched arms of the shortstop and right in front of the center fielder. So Elvers with a leadoff single. They have had a runner on in every inning. In fact, the leadoff runner on in the last, in 3 of the last 4 innings. So with a man on and nobody out here in the 5th, it'll bring up the number 8 hitter, first baseman Nolan Heron. He was not a heron, but he's a heron. Trying to get that. Say that 10 times.
I'm not even going to try it.
Now
you got to watch the pickoff move, folks.
Left-handed hitting Heron against the left-handed throwing David Lorenz, who's done a nice job. He's had runners on, but he's been able to wiggle out of every inning so far. Shows a bunt. Ball goes in the dirt. Gets just behind the catcher, Sam Nozick, but far enough behind to allow Elvers to make his way to second base.
And now you have, for the first time for the Cyclones, a runner in scoring position and nobody out.
And it's in the 5 innings, they've had a runner in scoring position in 4 of the 5 innings. But like I said, first time with nobody out. 2 lefties. He lays down a bunt, does Heron, but it goes out of play. Foul, I should say. Not exactly out of play.
I would actually, you know what, I would take a wild gamble, and I'd take the bunt off, and I'd have Aaron swing away.
Well, he's got the third baseman all the way up on the infield grass.
That's why you take the bunt off, because the circle play is already on.
Well, you got the runner already at second base. You know.
Well, they want to get him further along with less than 2 outs.
And the pitch tries to lay down a bunt. This one's foul.
Now you have to take the bunt off.
You have to take the bunt off with 2 strikes. He's tried it
several times today,
and it's not looked effective at this at bat. So you certainly have to take off the bunt attempt with 2 strikes and a runner at second. Nobody out. Another scoring opportunity for the high-scoring Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones, who have been anything but high-scoring in this game. Sean Mason, the number 9 hitter, left fielder, is due up next. Ground
there
ball.
You go.
Base hit to right. He's going to wave him along. Right fielder coming home. It gets cut off.
Double clutch.
And I don't think it would have mattered. RBI single for Nolan Heron, and we are tied at 1.
All with no outs. All with no outs.
He hit it perfectly as the second baseman had him shaded towards the second base side. And he had a big hold and hit it through, and he did the job. For a second, I thought that they would hold the runner, Elvers, at third, but he kept him going.
You take when you're trailing, you take every chance that you can, especially with nobody out in the inning. If you're making out at home plate, you have to think about the fact that the runner behind him will stand in scoring position at second because he will take the extra base. So you absolutely take a chance.
So now this game is tied, and the head coach, Troy Whalen of the Rams, makes his way out to the mound to have a conference with his battery in his infield. And there is action in the bullpen down the right field side for Grayslake Central. A lefty is warming up, or actually stretching right now before he starts to warm up. We'll tell you in a moment who that is. Doing a stretching job before he starts to throw. So here is Sean Mason, the number 9 hitter and left fielder. He's 0 for 1 in the ballgame, struck out swinging the lead off the third. Toss on over to first. We've already seen one pickoff by David Lorenz in this ballgame. He picked off the on-deck hitter, Cole Daly, in the third.
In the bullpen for the Rams, the big right-hander, Justin Guerin. Oh, beautiful.
Lay down.
Went foul.
Goes foul. Is it Guerin? It's a left-hander. Warming up for Grayslake Central. So one strike that counts is Sean Mason. Runner at first, a run in here in the fifth. 1-1, and what has been a pitcher's duel of sorts. But both teams have had multiple scoring opportunities as well. It hasn't been overpowering pitching duel. One strike offering outside.
Look
on
out!
The pitch out, toss to first, not in time. They had the pitch out all the way on that one, and Nozica's throw to first was just late. So the count evens up at 1-1 to Sean Mason.
Oh,
David Lawrence is going to go to first.
I got a bonus trivia question. This also is presented by Cricket. In 2012, there were not one, not two, but 3 perfect games.
Wow.
Who threw them?
That's right. Remember there was a long stretch there from the last good 20-some year stretch without a perfect game. And then it was Barker from the Indians who broke that long stretch. Fouls it off, trying to bunt the ball. And now he's in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Take the bunt off again.
Absolutely.
Again, bonus trivia. It goes like this. There were 3 perfect games tossed in 2012. Who threw them?
Of course, Milt Pamp is still upset that he didn't get a perfect game. Got a no-hitter, but not a perfect game in that one he threw against the Padres. He still is upset about that. Almost 40 years later, or probably almost exactly 40 years later.
And his main target of ire is Bruce Fremming.
That's right. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Sean Mason. Runner at first. Charity toss over to first.
Cat and mouse.
That was not Lorenz's best move by any stretch of the imagination. Last 2 throws over.
Because we saw it earlier and he picked off a runner.
Well, you know that a Heron's got to be thinking about that as he leads off at first.
Absolutely.
Taking a modest lead. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Catcher's
able
to stop it from going behind him.
Good stop.
Evens the count at 2-2. Nozica's done a nice job behind the plate.
Next game we'll start in 4A. Providence Catholic and Prairie Ridge. That'll come at the top of the 3 o'clock hour.
Prairie Ridge Wolves out of Crystal Lake.
And Providence Catholic, the Celtics out of New Lenox, out of nearby New Lenox.
Next door New Lenox.
Mm-hmm.
And the pitch. This one's in the dirt. This one does get away from Nozica. And this time making it through the dust storm.
A cyclone.
Yes,
how about that?
That's right.
A cyclone for a cyclone.
A cyclone dust storm right there that he had to run through to make it to second base. Call it a wild pitch. I would have loved to have had would you love to have had that on video?
Yes. Our last game of the night will be the St. Rita Mustangs out of Chicago and the South Elgin Storm.
Out of South Elgin.
Yep.
Pitch is swung on, hit high. Shortstop backs up. Left fielder comes in, makes the catch.
He came
route number 1.
He came in within about 5 feet of the infield to make that catch.
Well, the wind's playing a little bit of trickery in this.
The wind's playing a lot of tricks.
It's kind of a swirling wind, needless to say, going left to right and somewhat in. So now with 1 out and a runner at second and a run in, Cole Daly, the number 1 hitter, will step up. And once again, Troy Whalen, never to be mistaken for Donahue, makes his mind out to the mound.
Again, our bonus trivia question here in the 5th inning, folks. If you think you know the answer, give a text to our text line at 219-814-3091. There were 3 perfect games tossed in the majors in 2012. Who did the honors?
You know, when you sit in this situation, as we do for high school, college baseball, and we know this isn't NBC or anything like that, but the fact of the matter is it makes you really appreciate just how good guys like Pat Hughes are. Bob Costas.
Vin Scully.
We're going to have a pitching change.
Pitching change brought to you by U.S. Tire and Auto of Gary, Indiana, serving Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana since 1991. Mark will see the big right-hander come in. The break is 1:05. Tell you the new pitcher after this.
Looking for a reason to visit U.S. Tire and Auto in Gary, Indiana? Our customers gave us 5 of them. The high standards of quality service and parts, lifetime warranties, a strong business built on honesty and integrity. They've been servicing the Gary community since 1991 and the largest auto and light truck tire dealer in the city of Gary, Indiana. We have a variety of products and services that are instrumental to the health of your car, including our tire fitment guide to help you find the correct size tires for your automobile. Our friendly service staff will quickly outfit your vehicle with a high-quality tire that is right for you. Check out our tire and wheel catalog to give your vehicle the perfect fit. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 219-884-4600 or visit us online at www.ustire-auto.com.
Nothing like the psychedelics, late 60s, early 70s.
That's music that you fly along the highway with, man.
So with a runner at first and a run in, we have a new pitcher, and it is left-hander Justin Gurin.
Justin Gurin, 6'1", 170, a junior, comes into today's game 11-4, 71 innings pitched, 43 hits, 15 earned runs, 36 walks, 94 strikeouts, and the ERA a ridiculous 1.48.
I know it. You look at these stats that they've got.
You look at the stats and you go, what?
Yes, that's. As you know, one of my main stats that I've always looked at is the strikeout to walk ratio. Almost 3-1 in that case.
My buddy Keith Myers is listening down in Indianapolis, and I want him to text me an answer to this question. So, Keith, if you're listening, give a text answer to this question. When you look at baseball stats, do you look at the walks to strikeouts ratio also?
As much as we do?
As much as we do. Let's see if he gets back to us.
Left-hander to left-hander. Gurin, the lefty to the left-handed batting Cole Daly. Daly's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He's got an infield hit to his credit.
Thanks to the folks here at the Joliet Slammers Baseball Club as well. Come out and see the Slammers play here at Silver Cross.
And that pitch.
Breaking ball over the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike to Daly. Connor White, the center fielder's in the on-deck circle for the Cyclones.
It's 0-2. It's now 1-1. It's 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes the count. Pitch swung on, hit foul and out of play. Up into the concourse level here at the beautiful Silver Cross Field in Joliet.
And it's every bit as beautiful.
Yeah, really love working out of here. And my thanks to Brian, because Brian's introduced me to all the minor league ballparks in not only Chicago Metro, Gary, of course in South Bend this year.
Yep.
My thanks to my partner Brian, who's introduced me to the life of minor league baseball, small college, even some fairly big colleges. And, of course, lovely.
All the high school stuff we've done.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Pitch swung on. Lazily hit to left field. Left fielder is there, makes the catch. And Heron will go back to second.
You don't want to leave the tying run at second base if you're the Cyclones.
So now 2 out with a runner in scoring position, and it brings up the center fielder, Connor White. White is 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He singled, was one of those guys left stranded in scoring position. That was in the first. Also grounded out to the shortstop in the third, ending the third inning. He had a double to right field in that first inning. Chance to give Sacred Heart Griffin their first lead of the ball game. The guy that you kind of feel sorry for really is David Lawrence. He pitched a fine ball game.
He did.
But will get no decision unless Sacred Heart can score the second run.
Then he'll be on the hook for the loss.
Which is tough because he pitched a fine 4 1/3 innings. Pitch fouled off back to the screen.
He knew he got a piece of something he should not have been swinging at.
No balls, 2 strikes to count, 2 out. Runner at second in the form of Nolan Aharon, who got on with a RBI single to right earlier in the inning. Okay, tell me what you think of this lefty. Who does he look for? I'm getting vision.
Who does he look like to you?
I can't come up with a name, but I know there's a familiarity with the kind of herky-jerky lefty motion. Pitches upstairs, runs the count even at 2-2.
There's a couple lefties that come to mind.
And he wants to get out of this inning before he'd have to face Mitch Trees.
Exactly.
Even though Trees hasn't gotten on with a hit. Pitch is swung on, foul back and out of play. Once again to the concourse level, just past the dugout where he gets an open concourse here in Joliet.
And somebody made a good catch. I'll tell you who he reminds me of, and I'm going to bring up a very obscure name here in a moment.
Pitch swung on, line.
Oh, boy!
It is going to go into the corner. Sacred Heart Griffin takes the lead. Rounding second, making his way to third, and he's going to go diving in. He didn't have to. With an RBI triple is Connor White.
He absolutely tortured that ball in the right field corner. Got a pitch that he liked and drove it.
So now Sacred Heart Griffin takes a 2-1 lead thanks to a solid RBI triple by Connor White.
And we were waiting for the Cyclones to take advantage of an opportunity like this, and now they have.
So David Lorenz now on the hook for the decision as he gives up officially 2 runs.
And they're not even messing with him. Look at
Yeah, they won't mess with Mitch Trees.
They're not messing with Mitch.
Because they leave the option of the force play now. So for the second time, he has been intentionally walked, and the third time he's walked in the game. Boy, talk about taking the bat out of a guy's hands. They did it in the first inning.
Mm-hmm. With only 1 out.
The ultimate respect. And let's see if we're going to have a change here. It looks like we're going to have Corey Mason's going to step up.
Might
have a courtesy runner. Let's see.
No.
So Corey Mason will step up with a chance to drive in another run.
Or 2.
He grounded out into a inning-ending 6-4-3 double play in the first. Laid down a sacrifice bunt in the fourth. So he's officially 0 for 1. Golden opportunity, Mason, to give them a 3-1 lead if he can. We'd love to, and the way this game has gone pitching-wise, you'd love to get every chance you can get.
I will tell you who this pitcher reminds me of. I mentioned it, a very obscure pitcher, but one that drove me nuts watching because of his motion. The only difference between this pitcher, a toss to first, and the pitcher I'm going to mention is that Guerin has a fast motion, and this pitcher that I'm going to mention has a very slow motion. And the pitcher I'm thinking of is Scott McGregor of the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay, I'm thinking, exactly, McGregor. I couldn't think of his name, but yeah. Pitch is swung on, hit up in the air. Right fielder will come in and make the catch to retire the side. But in the inning for the Cyclones, 2 runs on a total of 3 hits. There were no errors. A couple of wild pitches contributed to the 2 runs. And 2 men left. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's a new ball game. The Sacred Heart Griffins 2, the Grayslake Central Rams. You're listening to the 2014 IHSA Class 3A semifinals from Silver Cross Field in Joliet, and it's right here on the Arena Sports Network.
Upgrade your ride and lower your costs with a certified pre-owned vehicle from Sowers Ford. With a lower price and lower payments, you can lower your cost of driving in a vehicle that's new to you. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 172-point inspection, 24-hour roadside assistance, and 3 months of SiriusXM satellite radio. 2.9% financing available to qualified buyers. You'll drive for less at Sowers Ford. Sowers Ford Lincoln, 3930 Franklin, Michigan City, 219-879-5381. Or visit us at SowersFord.com.
A little bit of John Cougar Mellencamp to bring us back.
Better believe it.
Although at one time he just referred to himself as John Cougar. Great song. And bringing us back to the 6th and 7th inning and the rest of the way, here's the voice of Arena Sports Network, Brian Snow.
Thank you very much, Mark. 2-1 our score here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Rams of Grayslake Central.
Well, Sacred Heart finally took advantage of an opportunity that they'd squandered the first few innings in this game. Not big time, but they got the 2 runs, and then
they got the lead.
And they also were able to knock out the starting pitcher, David Lawrence, who went 4 1/3 innings, giving up the 2 runs. And he's on the hook for the loss right now. Kyle Clark will lead it off. And Brian, that point.
You don't want to waste chances with that. Is another strike, and it counts 0-2 very quickly.
Not against a quality pitcher like Etheridge.
Not against an ace like Etheridge.
Well, they got a few aces on this team.
The 0-2. And fly tag. They check it first. No swing, and the count's now 1-2. 2-5-0 for the Cyclones. 1-5-1 for the Rams of Grayslake Central. Etheridge, the wind, the kick, and the pitch. A swing and a bouncing ball up the middle to second. Second baseman has it, takes his time, toss to first in time, 1 down to the 6th.
Made it look as routine as it looked coming off the bat.
Kevin Zanger makes the play. 1 down, 6th inning.
And he's done a really nice job at second base in a number of situations.
And he has. He's been absolutely terrific.
And as
so
I
one
said,
out in the 6th, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1.
Second base takes a certain quality defensively to be really good at. If you've never played softball or baseball, you may not quite understand just basically how tough a position that is.
The 0-1's upstairs. The 1-0 is upstairs, I should say. 2 balls and nothing.
Which makes you admire a guy like Ryan Sandberg, who made it look so flawless.
Every time he touched the ball. The 0-2. The 2-0 pitch is a strike, and the count's 2-1.
You know, I've gotten into debates about Ryan Sandberg, and somebody saying, well, you rarely ever saw him diving for a ball. But that's because he was such a student of the game. He knew where to position himself and made things look flawless. So what a great ball player.
Next one, bouncing ball back to Etheridge. Takes his time, toss to first, in time, 2 down.
And now Etheridge has retired the last 6 in a row, 7 if you count the sacrifice and bunt by Mike Stone in the 4th. So he has really settled into a groove.
Man, has he ever been in a groove. Sam Nozica now stands in to face Etheridge, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1.
Last 3 2/3 innings, he's only allowed 2 hits, 2 base runners.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 down, top of the 6th. The pitch. Bouncing ball headed towards short. Somebody got to hurry. Shortstop with a long throw, and he got him. 1, 2, 3, go the Rams. In the top of the 6th, we go to the bottom as the Cyclones find themselves 3 defensive outs away from a trip to the championship game. 2-1 in favor of the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin. You're listening to the 2014 Class 3A baseball semifinals from Silver Cross Field in Joliet. You're hearing it live on the Arena Sports Network.
At Strachan Van Til, we just made saving on groceries even easier with our new building blocks of value. Just look for the new icons all around the store to find our weekly advertised specials, everyday smart buys, exclusive limited time offers, new lower prices, and even extra rewards. These bright, colorful icons are all about building honest, uncomplicated value, one block at a time, and giving you more ways to save every day. To learn more, visit valuemeansmore.com today.
When it comes to the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones and their pitching staff. It's kind of like pick your poison, so to speak, because they've got 3 pitchers, 3 starters, mind you, all of which pitching with ERAs under 1. That's just staggering.
And I bet you we'll see one tomorrow if they hold on.
Either Pete Young or Ben McElwee. When you got pitching like that, boy, it's amazing what you can do. And hitting as well, as we've seen.
Timely hitting.
Yeah, not so much today power hitting, but
timely hitting. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Joliet. 2-1 our score. Steve Sartor, Kevin Zanger, and Cal Elvers.
Can you bring my headphones down a little bit? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting blasted a little bit too much. Not that I don't like listening to your voice, but
I'm sorry about that.
You don't have to scream at me.
And here's the pitch upstairs. Ball 1 to Sartori.
Sartori in the ball game is, let's take a look. I'm spun around here for a moment.
The wind and the 1-0 to Sartori. A high chopper to short. Shortstop gets it on the high bounce. The throw to first is in time.
Nice play by the first baseman, digging that one out of the dirt.
And a great play by Freddie Landers, throwing it off of his back foot. And first baseman Kyle Clark digging it out. 1 down in the 6th.
So here's Zanger, who's 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Zanger to face Guerin for the first time. And the windup from Guerin and the pitch. Fastball low, ball 1. And now time is called.
When we go to the top of the 7th inning, it'll be the bottom of the order due up, depending on if we see any pinch hitters, for Grayslake Central. Not much you can do about that, at least, other than pinch hitters potentially, so we'll see. Zanger robbed of a double in the 4th inning.
1-0 way outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Zanger.
Diving stab on a fly ball in the gap in right center field by center fielder Matt Lofel. And that's a play that was a potential run scoring.
He's a swing and a foul to the backstop, and the count's now 2-1.
Saved a run from scoring because he had a runner at second base in Mitch Trees.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 our score in favor of Sacred Heart Griffin. Guerin looks in and gets his sign. The kick and the pitch. Fastball low, and the count's now 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. The 3-1. Way outside, ball 4.
Right fielder, Cal Elvers.
And now Cal Elvers stands in. One out, 1 on. Bottom of the 6th inning, 2-1 in favor of Sacred Heart Griffin. Toss to first, run it back.
Got a couple good ones coming up in 4A semifinals. Will we see a all Chicago Catholic League final? We'll find out.
It might be.
In the next 2 games with Providence Catholic out of New Lenox
and the St. Rita Mustangs. But they got to take care of stuff. Toss to first, runner back again.
As we speak, the girls are at it down in East Peoria at that beautiful athletic complex in East Peoria.
Toss to first again, and the runner is back.
The 10 o'clock game was in Class 3A, St. Ignatius Wolfpack and the Chatham Glenwood Titans.
And Glenwood wins 7-3. And they're in the top of the 7th inning. In the second one, here's a swing and a high drive into center field. Matt Lofel drifts into right center, camps under it, makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. They've gone to the top of the 7th in the second softball semifinal, and Mantino has doubled Sterling 14-7.
So it looks like it'll be Mantino and St. Ignatius in the championship
And
game.
Mantino and Glenwood.
Mantino and Glenwood. Chatham-Glenwood
Because
down.
Glenwood defeated St. Ignatius 7-3.
Chatham-Glenwood down by Springfield, of course. We saw Mantino's boys lose in the championship game to these same Lamont Indians last week in New Lenox.
Sandburg and Lincoln Way East in the 4A semifinal in softball. They'll be followed by Warren out of Gurnee and Glenbard North. Two outs in the inning, and the pitch. Bouncing ball headed to the right side and through for a hit. Around second and headed for third. The runner will make it slide again safely. And now the Cyclones in a position to hammer out some more runs, leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 6th hit of the day.
And they would love to get that runner home from third
to give themselves a bigger cushion.
And Sean Mason would love to get his first hit of the ball game. The second hit of the game now for Nolan Heron, who's also got an RBI and a run scored. Kind of like what we saw with Lamont. If they can pull away with a couple run or two here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, and then Popersky shows up and just blasts one out.
Haven't we seen that before?
Yeah, quite a few times. Pinch hitter Clayton Taylor will now step to the plate.
It's easy for you to say.
No, it's not. Not on a day like today.
Clayton Taylor stepping in with a .417 batting average.
As Guerin deals to Taylor, a swing and a looper headed toward right, dropping foul and out of play for strike one.
.417 batting average for Taylor. He's played quite a bit this year. This is his 40th game. So he's been a starter for quite a bit. And here's a guy with a home run as well.
They haven't had to play much of the power game today. 2-1 our score, bottom of the 6th inning as Guerin delivers. Inside, strike, and it's 0-2. Andre Morgan behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. He's been giving that strike the entire game, the inside corner. 0-2 the count with 2 down. Runners at first and third. 0-2. Slashed foul to the right. We'll do it again.
Now this ballpark, the field here has a little bit of wear and tear. A little unusual for this time of the season. Especially around home plate and right in front of the mound as well. I think this field must have really taken a beating during the winter.
Here's the 0-2. Pop foul out of play to the right again. And we'll do it all again.
And Heron was going with the pitch. He'll have to make his way back to first.
Aside of the state finals last year, the last time that Mark and I were here, do I have to explain?
Yes, the famous squeegee game.
Not just that. We did two baseball games and 2 softball games. And froze for all 4.
That weekend, yeah.
Next one's hit foul out of play to the right again. And we sat in that small booth that's like immediately to our right because we're sitting outside today. We sat in that small booth to our right for 13 innings in that first game.
Yeah. And it was cold outside, and it was also wet on the inside.
Yeah, our feet got wet. Next one, rope to third. Third baseman up with it. The long throw is in time, and the inning is over. Now let's see what happens.
Hit it like a bullet, but right at the third baseman.
No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Last bats coming up for Grayslake Central. They trail 2-1. In the 2014, easy for me to say, IHSA Baseball Tournament Class 3A State Semifinals on the Arena Sports Network.
We just made saving on groceries even easier with our new building blocks of value. Just look for the new icons all around the store to find our weekly advertised specials, everyday smart buys, exclusive limited time offers, new lower prices, and even extra rewards. These bright, colorful icons are all about building honest, uncomplicated value, one block at a time, and giving you more ways to save every day. To learn more, visit valuemeansmore.com today.
About this time, we would like to thank all of our teams that we have broadcasted this past year. The Noble Network, Marist High School, along with Marquette Catholic out of Michigan City, Indiana. We look forward to having them and a couple of others back next year. Thank you, and thanks to the fans for making our 2013-2014 season a success. And a thank you to our sponsors as well.
Of course, let's not forget our college partner this year, which was Valparaiso University's Crusaders.
And also University of Illinois Chicago for women's basketball. Thank you to them as well. You know my question. When it's the 7th inning, what do we call that?
It's the Money Frame.
The Money Frame is brought to you by Woodforest Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. Visit woodforest.com for more information.
2-6-0 with 7 left on so far for Sacred Heart Griffin. 1-5-1 for Grayslake Central. They've left 5 so far.
And Fitzgerald will start the top of the 7th by taking a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Fitzgerald, Stone, and Dooley, 7, 8, and 9, due for the Rams.
5 so far, but they've only had 2 runners left on base since the first inning. They had left the bases loaded there in that first inning.
Next one's a strike, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1, high and tight, and the count's now 2-1. Prairie Ridge and Providence will come at the top of the 3 o'clock hour, top of the 4 o'clock hour Eastern time. Next one, slashed foul to the right, and the count's now even at 2-2.
I think our buddy here doesn't want to use the stairs, has some deal. Well, I think that's what it is. I think it's mostly some bad knees or something like that.
Yeah.
It's okay. We understand. We help out.
The 2-2 from Elridge. Swinging a foul out of play to the backstop. We'll do it again.
But I've been annoying to the play-by-play announcer for Illinois School of Broadcasting Radio.
Yeah. Keith's looking up going, what is coming to – oh, that's what's in.
And
the next one, called strike 3, 1 down in the 7th.
It's not me. I mean, I'm just kind of the courier, the intermediary.
Don't shoot the messenger, right?
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
19, Mike Stone.
Mike Stone steps up with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning, and Etheridge trying to pitch Sacred Heart Griffin to a championship game. A swing and a foul back to the backstop makes the count 0-1.
Again, I feel sorry for David Lawrence. I mean, talk about a fine pitching performance.
And a hard luck loss because of it.
That he's facing right now. But it's
wind up in the 0-1, a swing and a shot toward left and down for a base hit.
It's not over yet.
It really isn't. Mike Stone with a base hit to left, and now 1 out and 1 on for the 9th place hitter, Justin Dooley.
First time that he's been on base. Now, Justin Dooley's been on base with a single when he was rubbed out on a fielder's choice ground out. Diminutive is the term we would use for Justin Dooley.
Right fielder, number 9, Justin Dooley.
Well, Cyclone fan base having fun here.
He's a 5'8", a senior, pitcher outfielder.
1 out, 1 on. Stone on at first with a single to left.
That's the
hit number 5. Hit number 6 now. Bunt shown, pull back, taking for a strike, throw to first, skip through the legs of the first baseman, and that'll put Stone in motion, headed to second. He stands there as the tying run.
That's a big mistake right there by the catcher. That's an E2.
First error of the game for Sacred Heart Griffin.
And quite frankly, I think it was uncalled for.
It was. You concentrate on the batter. Yeah. You want outs right now. Go get the batter. You want outs.
And with a runner at first, you have the chance for a double play. Now you've taken the double play out of the equation, at least in terms of routine double play.
There's always non-routine double plays, and we've seen a few of them.
Yeah. And we saw one of them already. Unassisted double play by the second baseman.
1 ball, no strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning as Etheridge looks in and gets his sign. Now comes set. And the pitch. Popped up foul, headed towards us. And caught by the coach.
Caught by Brian Starocco.
Starocco played that perfectly. How about that? Thumbs up, coach.
Nice job. Is that an omen for tomorrow?
I don't know. Caught! Strike there, and the count's 1-2. There's an omen.
Now, Julie lined into an inning-ending double play in the fourth inning. This, by the way, is the first hit that they've had since that fourth inning, Grayslake Central.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball inside. Stone doesn't move, and the count's now even at 2-2.
Mitch Trees does a nice job behind the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Top of the 7th inning, the Wood Forest Bank money frame. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball way outside, and the count goes full at 3-2.
Outside and high. Hi, how are you?
Etheridge comes set. The payoff pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle. This is trouble. Second baseman up with it. The toss to first. In time. Stone stands at third as the tying run. Now 2 down in the top of the 7th inning.
And the second baseman has done a great job in this game for Sacred Heart Griffin and Kevin Zanger. He's made a number of tough plays look routine.
That
like
he has.
That one. That was anything but routine. Well, Jay Hoffman's the last man standing right now, but he's got a runner at third.
Well, let's see what happens. Hoffman, the righty, facing Etheridge for the 4th time today.
He's been on base twice.
And the pitch to Hoffman is a bouncing ball to third. Bobble, we have a tie game. An error on the third baseman. Trying to come in and make the play. Error on Corey Mason allows the tying run to score. So an unearned run crosses the plate. And we're tied.
And quite frankly, I'm happy for David Lawrence because it gets him off the
hook. He gets off the hook. That he does.
And now your pitcher of record is Justin Guerin.
Well, this game's not done yet. We are now tied at 2 as the Rams get the tying rally. And the pitch. Bouncing ball headed to second. Second baseman up with it. Toss to first. In time, inning over. But a run scores on a hit. 2 errors and 1 left. Well, now, things get a little more interesting. 2-2 tie. Headed to the bottom of the 7th. And you're listening to the 2014 IHSA Class 3A State Semifinals on the Arena Sports Network.
Quality products from Bridgestone, Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600, or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
We head to the bottom of the money frame presented by Wood Forest Bank, bottom of the 7th inning. And we are tied at 2 as Brian Storacco is peeking over our shoulder, looking at stats and everything.
That was an awfully tough chance for the third baseman. 2 out, you want to obviously charge the ball like he did.
He did.
It wasn't like he let the ball play him in that situation. But
he was going to try to make a play in that situation.
But he bobbled.
Wind up in the pitch, high and tight, high and wide, I should say. That'll leave the count 1 ball, 1 strike. We've seen a bit of everything in this game. Sacred Heart Griffin took a 2-1 lead into the top of the 7th, unable to hold it. And that's why they bat here in the bottom. And the pitch, low, and the count's now 2-1.
Troy Whalen trying to get to the championship game for the first time. He's been to the third place game 3 times.
He's trying to change that right now. The 1-1 is a ball. 3-1.
And you're right. This is a fast surface here, grass surface here at Silver Cross.
3 balls and a strike. The kick and the pitch is a strike, and the count goes full at 3-2. And now let's see what happens here. With a full count to Cole Daly. The payoff pitch. Slashed foul to the left, and we'll do it again. Out of the reach of one of the parents that tried to make a one-handed, left-handed catch.
So Justin Gurin is our pitcher of record now for Grayslake Central, as has been the case with Connor Etheridge, who unfortunately cannot guarantee a win.
Here's a swing and a line drive over third base and in the left field for a base hit. So the winning run is on.
Daly with his second hit of the ball game. And it's exactly what you want to see from your number 1 hitter, your leadoff hitter.
Absolutely.
No action in either bullpen. It's going to be left up to the 2 pitchers of record right now.
I don't have that sound, thank goodness. So Connor White stands in.
I believe from the movie Grease.
Yeah.
Okay.
Connor White stands in with a runner at first and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Got folks from Lincoln Way West in the house as well. A throw to first and the runner back.
You know, of course, he gave me the horns, but of course, if you notice the Sicilians, it's not exactly the same meaning as I know what he was meaning in that
Yeah.
case. It's when you point the horns that it
Next one's upstairs.
Well,
the first one's upstairs, and the count's 1-0.
With us fine Italians.
Yeah.
You know, my neighborhood, it was so tough. When you put your hand in wet cement, you'd see another hand.
Yeah. Or a bird. A toss to first and the runner back. Now, keep in mind, folks, that a couple of runners have been picked off in this game also.
We saw, in fact, Cole Daly is the guy who got picked off in the 3rd inning. The man who's at first base right now.
1-0 the count, the pitch.
Ooh, almost.
Inside, and the count's 2-0.
Almost threw that away. Nice reaching stab by the catcher.
A great
Sam
reaching
Nozick.
stab.
The pitch was over the head of Connor White, the left-handed hitter.
2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. The 2-0. Fastball up, and it's 3-0.
Now the question is, does Gurin have as good a move to first? You'd kind of expect it for a lefty, but that's not a guarantee.
Mitch Trees on deck, and the question will loom even larger right now as Connor White draws a walk that puts Cole Daly at second base, representing the winning run.
And you can't walk Trees now to load the bases.
Not with a runner at first,
and
no.
nobody out.
You cannot take that chance.
They've taken it twice with intentional walks. He's been on base all 3 times because of walks, twice intentionally. Once he drew a leadoff walk in the 4th where I think they were being extra careful.
And here's a strategy session going on the mound right now.
Will we see a pitching change?
Nope.
I don't think so. He didn't make any signal to the home plate umpire Andre Morgan necessarily about a change.
He told Andre Morgan a couple of notes that he wanted to use, but we haven't seen the signal to the bullpen yet for a change.
And the bullpen would come from the field because there's nobody warming up. Hasn't been anybody warming up in the bullpen.
Correct.
Since Justin Gurin. So it's on his shoulders right now.
I forgot to answer our bonus trivia question. In 2012, there were 3 no-hitters tossed in Major League Baseball. 3 perfect games, I should say, tossed in Major League Baseball. They belong to Philip Umber, Matt Cain, and Felix Hernandez. So now Mitch Trees stands in.
If Matt Cain has a son, would he call him Cocaine?
No, I hope not. So Trees is going to face Guerin head-to-head with a winning run at second and nobody out here in the bottom of the money frame. Guerin looks in and gets his sign.
You know, Trees got to be drooling right now.
And the pitch. Fastball right down the middle for a strike, and the count's 0-1.
And I think the message that Troy Whalen said was throw strikes. If he hits it, he hits it.
That's all. All you can do is throw strikes and hope for the best.
Shading him to left field, the center fielder
Next one, fastball high, and the count's even 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got a big gap between the right fielder and center fielder, and a even bigger area to hit the ball if he goes opposite. If he hits the ball opposite field, the ball game's over.
If he hits a ball anywhere where the gaps are, the game's over. They're playing him to pull. Outfield shallow, but spread out. The pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and the count's now 1-2.
Corey Mason is on deck.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Nobody out. Winning run at second. Runners at first and second, as a matter of fact. And the pitch, high, and the count's even 2-2.
Good job by Trees to lay off that fastball up in his eyes. Actually more up in his hairline.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Daly at second, White at first. The 2-2. A swing and a high pop-up into right, dropping fast, but the right fielder comes in, and he makes the catch on a knee, and there's 1 out in the 7th, and that was close.
Fighting the wind and the sun at this time of the day. Ooh, that is a big out.
Third baseman number 6, Corey Mason.
Now you get the chance for a double play to end the inning.
And Corey Mason stands in.
Mason looking for his first hit of the ballgame, grounded into an inning-ending double play in the first, 6-4-3. Sacrificed a runner over in the 4th and flied out to the left fielder to end the 5th.
Here's the pitch, way upstairs for ball 1.
Corey Mason batting .407. He's got 4 home runs on the season, 37 runs batted in coming into today. He'd love to make it 38 right now.
1 ball, no strikes the count. The 1-0. Fastball low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And he's got Steve Sartor, the designated hitter, on deck. Another ball player with impressive stats.
2 balls, no strikes with 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sacred Heart Griffin looking to win it right here. The 2-0. Fastball strike, and it's 2-1.
Taking all the way on 2-0. And Gurin does a nice job of throwing it right down the middle.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Out of the stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And the count's now even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, bottom of the 7th inning.
Some late inning drama here in Joliet.
Do you think? Guerin comes set, now steps off the rubber and takes a look. Not trusting Cole Daly dancing around at second base.
Do you send Daly in this situation?
They play Mason to pull. The 2-2, swing and a miss.
Struck him out.
And 2 down in the 7th inning with a man who is overdue, Steve Sator, at the plate.
He's been on base thanks to an error by the shortstop in the 2nd inning. Led off the 2nd inning, got on base, was left at 3rd, stranded there, struck out swinging in the 4th, grounded out to the shortstop. The next chance they had to lead off the 6th.
2 out, 2 on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch. Breaking ball low for ball 1.
You know, it's interesting that their 3, 4, and 5 hitters have really, unfortunately, failed them in this game.
Well, until now, Sator has a chance to end the game right here. And he hits a high chopper headed towards second. A sliding stop to throw to first is low, and he got him. What a play!
Nice play by the first baseman to save them with the plucking it out of the dirt by Kyle Clark.
We play on. Where have we seen this before in this particular stadium? Wow. So, Grayslake Central gets the tying run. Sacred Heart Griffin unable to respond. We go extras. Tied at 2 on the Arena Sports Network.
Quality products from Bridgestone, Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600. or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
We go to extra innings here in Joliet, Silvercross Field. In case you joined us late, 2-2 our score. Grayslake Central with a run in the first and a tying run in the first. Sacred Heart Griffin took the lead for a short while with 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, but had a golden opportunity to score the winning run in the bottom of the 7th, but could not cash in. So we go to the top of the 8th inning, and it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, or rather the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Coach Donahue's, or Coach Whalen, Troy Whalen's Grayslake Central Rams. And leading it off for the first pitch, base hit to right, is Freddie Landers, the shortstop. So first pitch hitting Landers drives a single to right, and with the runner on now and nobody out, it'll bring up Kyle Clark, the first baseman. Clark has an RBI single in this game. He drove in the run in that first inning with an RBI single to left, but since then has grounded out twice. Once to the shortstop, once to the second baseman. So he's officially 1 for 3. Connor Etheridge in his 8th inning. He's going all the way so far for Sacred Heart Griffin. That's a called strike. For strike 1 to Clark. On deck is Matt Lofel, the center fielder. Both teams have done a pretty good job keeping the power hitters, so to speak, the 3, 4, 5 hitters in check on both sides of this game. Pitch is popped up in the air on a bunt. Catcher drops it, but they're going to get the force at third as he went back to first. The runner and Freddie Landers, nothing really he could do. So they kind of a break for Sacred Heart Griffin in that situation. Connors is going to be rubbed out 2-6 on the putout on the what will be ruled as a fielder's choice 2. It's not an error because it didn't cost a runner to move on. We're going to have a courtesy runner once again now for the first baseman Kyle Clark. This is number 2, and that's Sam Nozica. I'm assuming he is the brother of... Oh, no. Take that back. That's number 1. That's Jeff Chirones once again, who's in the lineup, who's been a courtesy runner once before earlier in the ball game. So runner at first with 1 out, and Matt Lofel, the center fielder, steps up. Pitch to Lofel, swung on and missed on a breaking ball. Lofel's 1 for 2 in the ball game with a walk, a single, infield single, and a ground out. One of 3 base runners left in that first inning. Line shot. First baseman makes the stab, toss the second, not in time. As the first baseman down on one knee, Nolan Heron tagged the base with the one hand and then threw to second, but not in time. But on the play, the runner Kyle Clark advances to second.
Did I miss anything?
Not a whole lot. A couple of interesting defensive plays, but not a whole lot. So now runner at second with 2 out, and it'll bring up the catcher Sam Nozica. Nozica swings it. Ball
trouble.
It is a fair ball. Foul ball. Just ruled it foul. I thought for a split second that was a fair ball, but obviously I'm not standing 5 feet away from where the umpire is standing.
I think we both just got gray hair with that pitch.
Yeah, I thought that was. Boy, that ball, and I think the wind played games with that one and
pushed
it foul.
It did.
It looked like it was going to drop fair, and a break for Sacred Heart Griffin.
Big break.
So Nozica now, no balls, 1 strike to count. Anthony Fitzgerald, the third baseman, would be due up next. And here's the pitch. Takes it right down Main Street for strike 2.
And Etheridge has been throwing hard and has been great with his location.
He sure has. he has only walked 2 base runners in this game. And those were in the first 2 innings. Pitch swung on, ground ball to the third baseman. Bobbles it for a second. Throws to first in time for the out.
And the first baseman got clipped.
And the first baseman got clipped by the base runner, Nozica.
It was an accident. There was nothing malicious about it.
In the inning, no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're in extra innings here with this game knotted up. Grayslake Central's Rams 2, the Sacred Heart Griffin Cyclones 2. And you're listening to the 2013 IHSA Class 3A semifinals right here on the Arena Sports Network.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike about your life, family, your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on
of the 8th inning.
We've gone extras. We're going to have a later start for our first Class 4A semifinal game.
That we are. So if you're tuned in hoping to listen to a preview of the next one, you're going to have to wait a while. First pitch is a strike to Cal Elvers for strike 1.
Elvers is officially 1 for 3 in the ballgame with a...
Next one's a strike, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Led off that 2-run 5th inning with a base hit to center. Came around to score.
Oh, boy.
On the RBI single by Nolan Heron.
I just read something, and I don't know, you're not going to like it. The next one is a called strike 3. 2 down in the inning.
Tell me what what do we have?
Manny Ramirez was signed 17 days ago, yet to appear.
He's yet to appear, or as in yet to appear at the ballpark, right? Or at bat?
No, we have a mutual friend, David Schuster.
Yes.
17 days ago, Manny Ramirez signed as a player coach for the AAA Cubs, but has yet to appear.
Yep.
First one's a strike here, and the count's 0-1. 2 out here in the 8th.
Another piece of questionable decision-making by the Cubs front office, on top of other questionable decisions by both baseball and...
Lefty to lefty, Guerin to Aaron, bunts it foul to the backstop, and the count's 0-2.
Don't invite Chet Kopic and Crane Kenny to a soiree anytime soon. I don't know what Crane has to say about that, but we certainly know what Chet Kopic said this year, my old friend and colleague.
On a few levels. Yes. 0-2, 2 down, bottom of the 8th inning in a 2-2 tie. The pitch, breaking ball high, and the count's 1-2.
Our next game is a Class 4A semifinal battle with Providence Catholic and Prairie Ridge Wolves.
Next one, breaking ball outside, evens the count at 2-2.
That's the Prairie Ridge Wolves out of Crystal Lake, and Providence Catholic out of next door New Lenox. When we say next door, it is
next
right
one,
next door to
way
Georgia.
upstairs, and the count goes full 3-2. And of course, the Banana Boat song starts up again.
On Mason, up on deck.
Payoff, swung on and popped up foul out of play. Doink!
Not quite.
No, somebody caught it.
Yeah, not quite. Didn't quite have the distance on that foul ball.
3-2, 2 down. And the payoff pitch.
He did call time, so no
He did
pitch.
call time. Okay, no pitch. Mantino defeats Sterling in the girls 3A semifinal for softball 14-7. So it's Chatham Glenwood and Mantino for all the marbles tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon.
Down at East Peoria, Illinois.
Yep, East Side Center. Payoff, swung on and popped into right. Second baseman drifting out,
finding
the sun, and he makes the catch.
Nice play over the shoulder.
You got to be kidding me.
We're going to the 9th.
You got to be kidding me. We're not doing this again here in Joliet. We're not doing this again. Yes, we are. 2-all going to the 9th on the Arena Sports Network.
What is the IHSA?
For more than 100 years, the Illinois High School Association and member schools have provided opportunities for students to participate in interscholastic athletics and activities, which produce vital education benefits.
Did you know the IHSA offers statewide championship series in 14 sports for boys and girls and sponsors statewide championships in 7 non-athletic activities? Did you know the IHSA licenses more than 10,000 contest officials in 13 different sports and that more than 300,000 students participate in IHSA sports and activities every year? Did you know activity programs only account for 1 to 3% of the overall education budget in a school? Did you know the nation's first sportsmanship mascot was created by the IHSA in 1997 with the birth of Attitude? Did you know students who participate in activity programs tend to have higher grades, better attendance, lower dropout rates, and fewer discipline problems than students that don't participate? Did you know activity programs provide valuable lessons for practical life situations? Teamwork, self-discipline, time management, dealing with adversity, and communication skills?
Now that you know, get in the game. Be a fan and join the fun. Support your local high school programs.
This message has been brought to you by the IHSA. Challenge yourself.
Baseball has no time limit. We don't know when it's going to end. We might have extra innings. Well, there's no might to it. We have extra innings. We're going to the 9th in a 2-2 tie.
So we get to play regulation college professional baseball numbers here.
Anthony Fitzgerald will start things off 7, 8, and 9. This is the group that produced the rally in the 7th inning. And Etheridge is still throwing. He's just about to 100 pitches. And the pitch, a bouncing ball to first. First baseman up with it. He'll take the jog himself. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 9th.
They've been able to keep Fitzgerald off the bases except for 1 turn.
I got a comment from my buddy Keith Myers from the Indiana Sports Radio Network says, I think you guys are having too much fun.
Yes, we are that way.
We haven't gotten started yet, Keith.
That's right. Hey.
I've had Keith on the afternoon locker room a couple times. He's been absolutely terrific. The windup and the pitch, fastball outside to Mike Stone, ball 1. Here's how I met Keith. When we both were covering the Marquette Catholic State Championship game against Bar Reeve, next one, way outside, 2 balls, no strikes. I won't even try to keep it clean. I won't even try to keep it dignified by saying I got a little emotional, because that will be an understatement. There's a strike right down the middle. The count's 2-1. When the last buzzer sounded and Marquette Catholic was crowned state champions and they got their trophies, I was bawling. I was flat out crying, swinging a foul to the backstop, evens the count at 2-2.
I was the exact same way when the Blackhawks won their Stanley Cup in 2010. Well, to be there with my son and share that with him.
Keith was there, and I just turned around and cried on his shoulder. That's how we met. Next one, little looper foul to the right.
When I see that being at home, watching it on TV, the way they won it, it was emotional for me. I can imagine, as the play-by-play voice for Marquette Catholic, how it must have felt for you to win a state championship.
Oh, my gosh. Do you know there were 12,000 fans there that morning? 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 down in the inning.
It reminds me of my freshman year when Steinmetz won the city baseball championship at Old Comiskey Park. And then my senior year when really we were one of the underdogs when we beat Collins to go to the Public League semifinals at the amphitheater. And being in the locker room with the team chanting amphitheater, amphitheater.
Justin Dooley takes a strike and the count's 0-1. So it was just one of those kind of moments where I thought of Liz and I thought of Donna, and I lost it because they were there with me. Here's a shot. Doink! Right off the facade. And down into the lower row, and the folks from the Illinois Center for Broadcasting thought they had a shot at it. Next one is a strike! Called strike 3, inning over, and that's that. 2 strikeouts in the inning. And then once again, Sacred Heart Gifford with a chance to win In a 2-2 tie, we go to the bottom of the ninth. You're listening to the 2014 IHSA Class 3A State Semifinals on the Arena Sports Network.
Parents, if you have children in high school, you may know firsthand that today's teens spend more time with the computer, TV, and video games than on any other activity except sleeping. The Illinois High School Association is the antidote to video games. IHSA sponsors 35 activities, from basketball and football to music, drama, and journalism. They enrich kids' high school experience. They engage kids' brains and their bodies and teach the value of teamwork and good sportsmanship. Encourage your kids to get involved. Go to www.ihsa.org.
Yes, we go to the bottom of the ninth. And yes, we are tied.
You know the song I'm playing, right?
Nothing like superstition to throw out.
And I had to play it because of our luck we've had here in Joliet.
Of course, it is Friday the 13th. Really one of my favorite.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
One of my favorite days of the year, by the way. I love Friday the 13th. I like to walk, across. When I go on the field, I'll step on the white lines.
Yep.
Walk under ladders. Because I was born on the 13th. I was born on Saturday the 13th.
There you go.
But that's why I always asked for number 13 as an athlete.
Sean Mason will start things off in the bottom of the ninth. Facing Guerin, and Mason takes a strike, and the count's 0-1.
And he's overdue. He's 0 for 3 in this ballgame, including a strikeout.
I got another dedication really quick, considering yesterday was the 7th anniversary of my dad's passing. Pops, this one's for you. Yo-1, way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mason's going out all 3 ways you can. At least he struck out swinging, flied out, and grounded out.
A ball, a strike. And the pitch to Mace. Swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. Full to win a curveball.
We're going to get some action now. It might have been the last inning for Mr. Etheridge.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Activity, it looks like that is number 23. That would be Pete Young, who's one of their racehorses.
0-2 inside, and the count's now 1.
No, he called
strike 3. My mistake. 1 down in the ninth.
Remember Mason kind of crowding the plate. It's called.
Well, Andre Morgan has been consistent with that pitch all afternoon.
And there was no argument whatsoever from Mason.
And Mason, I believe Mason knew it because he was crowding the plate.
Second time he's gone down, striking out.
So 1 out in the bottom of the ninth, and we're back to the top of the order in Cole Daly. He takes a pitch inside for ball 1.
Well, if Pete Young is going to be the relief pitcher, then the question is, will we expect Ben McElwee tomorrow for Sacred Heart Griffin?
Next one is a strike on the outside corner. The count's even.
Right,
1 ball, 1 strike.
And I got to tell you what, Justin Guerin has just been terrific in this ballgame.
Yes, he has. He has stopped every rally that he's faced.
The one mistake he made was the RBI single by Connor White in his 5th, but otherwise he's been pretty well flawless.
Breaking ball outside, and the count's now 2-1. 1 down here in the bottom of the ninth in a 2-2 tie. The windup, the pitch, a swing and a shot up the middle and through for a base hit.
3rd hit of the ball game for Cole Daly. Exactly what you want your number 1 is. We pointed out the last time he came up and got a base hit. 2 times in a row he's been up to the plate, and twice in a row he's come up with a base hit.
So now let's see if the Cyclones can put together the winning rally.
Well, Connor White steps up, and another guy's had 2 hits in the ballgame, a double and a triple.
2 of 8 hits now, as a toss to first chases Cole Daly back to the bag.
White's been on 3 times, also walked, but he doubled in the 1st, but was left stranded, tripled in the 5th, driving in the 2nd run of the ballgame, which is where we are right now.
Here's the pitch to White. It is a strike on the outside corner, and the count's 0-1.
At the time, it gave the Cyclones a 2-1 lead there in the 5th inning.
At the time.
Yes.
0-1 the count. 1 down, a runner at first. Cole Daly is that runner. And they'll take a peek at him and chase him back to the bag.
Their top 2 hitters have done a great job. I mean, they've got combined 3 hits and a walk between Cole Daly and Connor White. Not much more you can do.
We're in the bottom of the ninth in a 2-2 tie here in the second 3A semifinal. Pitch upstairs, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looked like a pitch out. Almost was a wild pitch.
A way wild pitch.
You know, this is about the 4th time we've heard this. Not that I don't like it, it's just...
It annoys you after a while. A throw to first, runner back. You don't have to get these. You don't have to cue these fans to clap their hands. These are high school baseball fans that have made the trip to a state final.
That's right.
You don't have to tell them to get riled up.
Folks all the way from
Springfield,
up north,
Illinois.
and also up north in Grayslake, not exactly around the corner from Joliet.
Here's a swing and a little looper foul, left side, and caught by one of the fans on the concourse. Give that man a contract.
Good job. Give him a contract. The Orioles used to.
The old Memorial Stadium. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Bottom of the 9th inning in a 2-2 tie. Runner takes off. Fastball high. Throw to second. Safe! And the winning run is in scoring position. It is now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Connor Daly with Mitch Trees on deck. And I'll lay you a bet, Mark. If Mitch Trees were to come up this inning, he will not see a pitch.
Even if White gets on base?
He will. I don't think he'll see a pitch. We'll see. 2-2, high and tight, and the count goes full 3-2. Now things get even more interesting. How many times have we said that?
Very interesting.
Very interesting. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Guerin looks in and gets his sign. Now comes to the set. Here's the American Family Insurance payoff pitch, and it is
ball.
No, he called strike 3.
He hesitated but called strike 3 on. Oh boy! And I know
they're not.
I know that Mike Eck is not happy with that call because he really took his time making that strikeout call.
That he is. And now they're going to walk.
Yeah, well, like you said, they're going to walk Trees.
They're not even taking a chance with him.
3rd time that he has been intentionally walked in the game. 4th time overall that he's been walked.
Does he have a plate appearance at all?
Yes, he's got 1 plate appearance, a fly out to right in the 7th inning.
The only time he was allowed to swing a bat.
Yes, the only time. Well, other than in the 4th inning when it was a standard walk.
Well, that brings Corey Mason to the plate. Winning run at second. Trees at first. And the pitch. Breaking ball outside. Ball 1.
Once again, 2 out. Do you try to do the double steal and see if he throws the ball away?
You know what? You put him in motion.
Yeah.
You took your chance when you got the go-ahead run across. Take your chance now here in the 9th. And the pitch to Mason is inside. And it's 2-0.
We weren't sure on that pitch, huh?
Nope.
Andre's thrown a couple curveballs at us behind home plate.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the 9th inning. The 2-0. Swing and a foul to the backstop, 2-1.
Both benches right on the railings of their dugouts.
Somebody's going to explode. Somebody is going to explode.
Cole Daly at second. Mitch Trees over at first. 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2 the score.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Guerin looks at second. The 2-1 is a strike, and it's even at 2-2. Saw that one coming.
Yeah, that was we knew that was a strike.
Saw that one coming. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Guerin looking in.
Now you can see Guerin Mason really crowding the plate too.
A turn and no throw back toward second base.
I mean, he is really right on top of the plate, is Corey Mason. That's why that call seems deceptive if you're sitting in the seats.
True.
Struck him out.
Struck him out, and that's the inning.
And we're going to go to the 10th.
Oh, boy. I told you, Mark, I'm not doing this with you again here in Joliet.
Strikes out the side.
And I have no choice. To the 10th, 2-all in the 3A state semifinal on the Arena Sports Network.
An ordinary sunny day, an ordinary family's living room filled with an ordinary bunch of kids, and they were doing nothing. They were couch slouching, they were rug imitating, and lazy minute after Lazy Minute was passing them by when suddenly...
Huh? Hey guys, that's a personal foul. Inactive activity on a sunny day.
Coming to the rescue was NFL running back Reggie Bush.
Players don't get lazy penalties. Let's play.
Those kids, they listened to Reggie. They got up and play they did. There was fun and running. There were smiles and jumping. And laziness was crushed.
Hey kids, don't get a lazy penalty.
Kids, listen to Reggie and avoid lazy penalties. Be a player. Get up and play for an hour a day. Go online to check out smallstep.gov for fun playtime ideas.
So you can be a player too.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Be a player.
There is a reason I played this. And Keith Myers is picking on me, saying, big crybaby. Well, Keith already knows for those kids, I would go through it all over again. U.S. Tire and Auto pitching change brings us home.
Brings Pete Young to the mound. Pete Young having a great season. The 6'3", 210-pound senior, making his 18th appearance on the season. 9-1 his record. 61 innings pitched, 42 hits. Only 3 earned runs in that 42 innings. 4 walks, 38 strikeouts, 0.34 earned run average.
Jay Hoffman starts by taking the first 2 pitches inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And Connor Etheridge has got to be pulling his hair out for as well as he pitched, but his teammates have left 11 runners on through 9 innings.
Next one is a strike, and it's 2-1.
Not only has Sacred Heart left 11 runners on, but they have left 2 runners on in 4 of the last 5 innings. So they've had this opportunities.
Next one's a strike, and the count's even 2-2. Both teams have had their chances.
Well, and part of it is because they've taken the bat away from Mitch Trees.
Yeah, with 3 intentional walks. Next one, wave and a miss. 1 down in the 10th.
So that is the second time that Sartori is struck out. Sartori.
No, that's Jay Hoffman, dude.
I'm looking at the okay. I take that.
Pat Burba now stands in.
That's right, at the top of the order. Hoffman striking out for the first time. I stand corrected.
First pitch to Burba is a strike right down the middle, and the count is 0-1.
The Rams have also left 6 men on base. Not quite the
0-1 pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not quite the painful total of 11 that the Sacred Heart Griffin has left on.
Nope. But runners left on base tell the story here in the 10th.
I'm really the one inning that has hurt them the most was that first inning.
Next one, swinging a little looper, headed foul, and
no catch.
No catch.
Please keep your attention focused on
they left 3 men on in the first. They've also left a runner on in the second, third, in the 7th, and in the 8th.
Here's the pitch, way outside, and the count's now even at 2-2.
So both starting
Tim
pitchers,
McKinney and Craig Lynch giving us a listen. They're on their way here to the ballpark.
Both starting pitchers with
Next
no decisions.
And on a bounce, and the flip to the pitcher is in time. Had to make first base umpire said no clean catch, so the pitcher doing his duty, getting over to first base in time to cover. 2 up, 2 down in the 10th.
Good play both ways by the first baseman to trap it, and then having the wherewithal to look for his pitcher rather than try to scurry to first base and make try to get him before the runner got to first.
So 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 10th. And the pitch to Freddie Landers is outside for ball 1.
So much for me doing my final stats on the sheet here. We'll let the official scoring sheets tell us all.
Yeah. The windup in the pitch, swinging a little looper, headed toward left center field. Center fielder coming. He's got room. He's got the catch. Inning over. Here we go again. And again. And again. And again. Doggone you, Mark. Bottom of the 10th. 2-2 tie on the Arena Sports Network.
It began as a promise. Son, we're going on a road trip. That promise has lasted over 30 years. Our dream is to visit every national park in America. It's been thousands of miles, countless bumps along the way. but we'll just keep moving on, pursuing this.
All of your insurance under one roof.
Quality products from Bridgestone, Firestone, and great service is what sets U.S. Tire and Automotive apart. Our service department specializes in brake service alignments and oil changes for customers just like you. Come pay us a visit at 3350 Grant Street in Gary, Indiana, or call 219-884-4600, or visit us online at ustire-auto.com.
We deserve to hear this. Keith Meyer sent us a comment from Indy. 10 innings? Come on, man.
Well, if you're tuning us in late, or if you're tuning us in early, if you will, expecting the Class 4A semifinals, we're still in the...
Yeah, we're in the 10th inning.
Of the Class 3A, the second semifinal game. Winner to face Lamont, who've been waiting patiently.
Grayslake Central and Sacred Heart Griffin. Steve Sator will start the bottom of the 10th inning against Guerin, and the first pitch is inside for ball one. Guerin has been terrific since the 5th inning.
Absolutely. Done a great job in relief. He's walked a couple batters, but that's been pretty much it. He's walked 3.
Next one's high, and it's 2-0.
He's walked 3, one of which was intentional. He's only given up, since coming in relief, a total of 4 hits.
2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Guerin kicks and deals. Fastball strike, and it's 2-1.
I tell you what, whoever loses this game, it's going to be a tough loss, a really bitter loss to come this close. We do have action in the bullpen down the right field line for...
Who we got in the seeing glasses? 2-1. Bouncing ball headed towards second. Second baseman up with it. The toss to first. In time, 1 down in the 10th. Oh, boy.
Looks like that is warming up number 47, and that would be Russell Lundius, who is a 6'1" senior right-hander.
We are now approached the 3-hour mark of this game. As Guerin comes home, slashed foul by Kevin Zanger, and the count's on 1.
Zanger is officially 0 for 3 with a walk. He was left stranded, one of 2 that were left stranded in the 6th inning. 2 left stranded in the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and in the 9th for Sacred Heart Griffin.
Wow. 0-1 the count, the kick of the pitch. Breaking ball high, and the count's now even. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you're looking for Providence and Prairie Ridge, we're not done with this yet. Next one is a ball outside, and the count is 2-1. 2-1 the count. The wind, the kick, and the pitch. Fastball high, and it's 3-1. Oh, boy.
You know, the scary thought is if they've been able to hold this team down today, imagine what tomorrow could show for Sacred Heart Griffin.
Next one is a strike, and the count goes full at 3-2 with 1 down.
As good a hitting team as this is, except for today, they got their 2 runs all the way back in the 5th inning.
Yeah, all the way back.
And they got their first 2 runners on.
The payoff, swinging a foul. We'll do it again.
In that inning, Cal Elvers got a base hit to lead off the inning. He went over to second on a hit by Nolan Heron, and then he came in to score. Actually, Heron drove in Elvers, and then O'Haron came in to score on the triple by Connor White.
And time called at the plate. We'll do it again.
In both cases, a wild pitch helped matters. So there were 2 wild pitches in that inning.
And the payoff again is ball 4. Zanger draws a walk, and Cal Elvers now steps to the plate.
Second time that he's drawn a walk in this ball game. So one up, one up. Actually, two up, one out. Runner at first. One out, runner at first. Let's try that again.
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure about that. Elvers is officially 1-4.
And the pitch to Elvers is driven into deep left field. Left fielder racing back. He's got the catch. 2 down.
For a split second, the way it went off the bat.
Man.
I thought that one might have traveled a little bit further.
Can't get a break.
Here comes Nolan Aheron.
And Nolan Aheron would love to end this game.
He does have an RBI single and drove in the first run for Sacred Heart Griffin in the 5th. Came around to score the 2nd run. He's been on base twice with 2 singles to right. A strikeout swinging in the 2nd, and he popped out to the second baseman in the 8th inning.
First pitch to Aheron is high and wide for ball 1. One ball, no strikes with 2 down here in the bottom of the 10th inning. A toss to first. A toss. And the runner back. One and 0 the count. And a toss to first again. Runner back again.
Guerin doesn't have a really deceptive move. It's more of a. He doesn't have that down pat, let's just say. Fine lefty, but he doesn't have the typical lefty move to first base.
And the next one way inside. And the count's 2-0.
Just getting out of the way was Aheron in that case. It's nice to hear an organ rather than strictly canned music.
The 2-0. Fastball high, and it's 3-0.
Sean Mason would be due up next.
Indeed, Mason would be next.
There's a guy who's overdue as the number 9 hitter.
The 3-0 to Aheron is ball 4 way inside. And 2 on now with 2 out, and Sean Mason will step to the plate.
Where have we seen this before with Sacred Heart Griffin? How many times? They've had at least 2 runners on